The fools of today know nothing of the mysteries of the past. They walk down streets built upon the bones of fallen empires that gave them their technology, their magic, the very blood that courses through their veins. Great empires once ruled all around. The first occurred when man was just a scavenger. They were the Salas, snake men as the ignorant call them today. Their magic was strong but dark and connected to the foul outer gods. This connection would be their downfall as the outer gods charge a steep price for their knowledge. In the end, their dealings brought a cataclysm down upon Ura that nearly destroyed all life. What remained clawed slowly out of the devastation and began to rebuild. As they did, they found the remnants of the Salas. They discovered their cities, science and magic, even some of their experiments. They took the magic as their own, swearing not to abuse it as the reptilians had, as if they could resist the allure of its power. They might have sworn off worship to the outer gods, but they were playing with the same fire. They called this the Age of Wonder, and the imbeciles still look back upon it with their stories of fables and romance. True, there was more magic, science, and prosperity then, probably more than at any other time before or since. They were as ignorant as the fools today. Their meddling led to the weakening of the weave between the worlds, and through this weakened weave, the Celestians were able to emerge. The Gilded Ones, with their beauty and perfection, soon took control of everything, and then began fighting amongst themselves and using man as their pawns. Eventually, those who fought against them closed the hole between the worlds, cutting them off from the power that made them godlike. Overnight, they went from being gods to merely powerful mortals. Mortals that could be killed. The last of the most recent follies from man was the unenlightened glory of Rozar. The greatest of man's empires, it stretched farther and more significant than any man's nations throughout history. The fools of Rozar believed themselves superior to all, and they pushed against all other races. They thought if they could force them into the worst corners of the world, or even exterminate them, they would have harmony and a perfect world. Little did the Daleks realize that man is his own worst enemy, and the Empire crumbles before even 1,000 years have passed. Now Ura is a fractured land divided up between rival nations, dark magic, and the worshipping of foul gods is once more on the rise as the lessons of the past have all been forgotten. Now these fools will bring down the same calamities as their ancestors. And my fellows and I will watch and laugh. Oh, how we'll laugh.
I know we're not.
No, we're not muted now. But you see, we were talking about stuff that, wasn't pertinent, but now we're there. Hey, everybody, we're live. How you doing? It's me, Will DM.
It's just Will.
The rest of us aren't actually here. We're all recording.
Yeah, no, it's just me. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tales of Savage Land. I am Will DM, the game master for this extraordinary game. We are playing Savage Worlds Suede rule set and getting it completely wrong because I'm still learning, and so are all of these people.
Yep.
Woo! So, but we muscle on through. Anyway, we muscle on through. So here, let's go ahead and introduce this fabulous cast we got going on here. Hi, everybody. Let's see who we're going to start with. Jonathan, you just put something in your mouth, so we're going to start with you.
I knew it. Real quickly.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, my name is Jonathan. I'm playing Brian, and yeah, looking forward to see what tonight and stuff. I'm a professional.
Like a pro. Go ahead, put some more stuff in your mouth. Go ahead.
What I'm going for it. I have like 2 more spoonfuls.
What are you eating? It looks like cherries. Are you eating cherries?
It's like a bowl of grapes.
A bowl of grapes.
With
And
the
he's
spoon?
eating them with a spoon. This,
Well,
Jonathan, you're the kind of guy that gets out of the shower to take a pee, ain't you?
that's a difficult question to answer. Well, no.
No.
That's
Yeah,
nobody
that's
watching
a
right
quick
now,
question.
buddy. Come on, don't
The
worry
thing
about
is,
it.
this is I put seasoning on these grapes, so I don't want to get seasoning all over my fingers.
Oh.
So
Well, what
Yeah,
kind of
it's
seasoning?
important to hit the grapes with the saturies.
Yeah. What kind of seasoning you got on these things?
it's like a citrus seasoning, Taijin,
Wow.
sour, spicy seasoning. That's it.
You know,
I know it was spicy.
one of these days, I'm just gonna. Hey, we're gonna introduce everybody else in a second here. One of these days, I'm gonna come out and just hang out at your place for like a couple of days, so I can just like immerse myself in your cuisine, because you always got good stuff going on. You know.
Well, the thing is, this is like what's called 9 p.m. on the East Coast. This is like 8 p.m. my time. So it's like exactly lunch, and I got home like 45 minutes ago. So that's why I'm always trying to cram food in my mouth before we get started. It's like that perfect
Feel
time.
free to eat online because I will make sure to pick on you. I mean, that's good. This is what I like.
You insist.
Well, with that having been said,
Yes.
hey Grace, it's your turn.
I'm Grace, and I play Ari, I suppose, on a
You
good night.
suppose.
Um,
always.
I
play
do
Ari.
always. She is becoming more and more a part of my life. I am becoming more and more like Ari. She's taking over.
Ooh, that's bad. So what you? I can see it coming up right now. You're gonna hold me responsible when you get fired. Is that
Yeah.
okay? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got broad shoulders, man. I'll take the blame. It's all good.
Good.
Yeah.
I
Good.
could see that coming though. Last week, she was way too comfortable just sitting on the floor and
Right? Totally
hanging
true.
with her pets. Not
Yeah.
even her pets.
Not even mine. I just brought like random pets.
we are
And you know what?
so-
You know what? I bet she fed us a line. She said she was house sitting. No, she just busted into that house to just hang out with somebody else's pets
Even question
while
it.
streaming. She's like,
My
I
hope is
dare
she
you
busted
to come
in
and
for the
catch me,
Wi-Fi.
coppers.
To be fair, in a very literal sense, she was sitting in a house.
Why?
Yeah, she did lie to us.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. All
I
right.
cannot comment.
All right. Hey, Dylan, it's your turn, man.
Hey guys, Dylan Trahan. I play Phoenix here on the show, and he's a bit of a brawler, likes to punch things, and yeah, that's all you need to know about me today.
The non-charismatic bard.
Yeah,
Which is-
yes, that's it. He hasn't had an opportunity to play too much music lately because we've been punching giant
Yeah, I
animals.
have. You've been.
He's actually
you've been
playing a
telling-
lot of music. He
Yeah.
plays a lot of music,
A
actually.
lot of
Yeah.
birdsong. A lot of birdsong.
That's playing music. You're using
That's-
your
that's
flute.
true.
You're not doing one of these numbers and talking to the birds.
Yeah.
So, that's right. Okay. Last but not least, we have the great and crazy Uncle Tony.
I am Uncle Tony, and I am playing Joplin Mayfair, and I'm dropping a link into the chat right now because
Okay.
I made a thing this week that I thought was a lot of fun.
I
Actually,
enjoyed
it is.
by the way.
You know what? You did exactly what things like that are supposed to do. I was on the fence about watching Good Omens.
Oh, really?
But after seeing you do it, I was like, I gotta watch this.
No way.
Well, I didn't say. Yeah, pretty
Absolutely
much.
not.
Convinced me
Definitely
not
not.
to watch it.
Yeah,
Like I've seen enough of it.
yeah. No, I was like, huh, this is good. Because I own the book, and it's in my big, huge, extremely long queue because I don't really read anymore for some
Me
reason.
too.
And I still buy books like I used to read, you know. So, but yeah. You know what it is? I find myself reading tons of gaming books right now, and researching different things for because I'm designing a game. And so like I go and I find this one thing, I was like, ooh, that's good. And then I go and it's like, oh, that's a similar thing. Let me see how they do it. So, you know, yeah, that's a really lame excuse, but there it is. That's it. So, all right. Anybody got anything new, special, crazy, goofy
I
want to share?
Has everybody? Do you have iPhones? Anybody?
Yeah.
I used to. I'm an Android guy now.
I'm not.
Android!
I'm not a communist. I don't got no iPhone.
I am
My
definitely.
iPhone got disabled.
How?
Well, here's the thing. I was driving in my car. I got my iPhone in the cup holder next to me, and I
Right.
go to pick it up, and it says iPhone disabled right across the screen, and below it says wait 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like,
Trying to bust in.
well,
That's,
here's
no,
I was
that's
just-
the man listening in on you, and he
That's
doesn't
what I
want you
was
shutting it up.
thinking. I was
Now,
like,
how
yeah,
hot
turn
was
off
it?
my iPhone. I'm like, was this Apple? Was this my carrier? Who's got control of my phone?
Actually,
right
okay. Not to. Apple got in trouble for that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
now? That's
Yeah.
one of the things I was like, I
No,
can't.
it's not like back in the day. Well, I don't know who the hell's in charge now that Steve Jobs is dead. But it's not like the guys the big wigs are like, all right, let's just pick a random phone and listen to it. You know, they're not doing something like that.
Crazy thoughts went through my head to the point where I went home and I hopped on the computer. After the 5 minutes was up, I was able to get back into my phone.
Right.
I hopped on the computer and I was looking it up, iPhone disable. And the only thing it ever says is you disable your iPhone when you punch in the wrong code too many times.
Well,
Okay,
maybe.
got it.
Yeah, maybe it was like rattling around or something. Who knows?
It was a ghost. Your car's haunted.
It was your pen.
My vape pen has a little button,
There it is. There it
and
is.
that little button actually activates my iPhone. I touch it to the screen, it'll turn my iPhone on. It was dialing numbers trying to hack my fucking phone.
So
that is
what you're
awesome.
saying is
Break it in half.
your vape pen is a sleeper agent for Big
Sleeper
Apple.
spy.
There it is.
Big Apple not meaning New York, but the big conglomerate.
The Decepticon, man. You got it.
Oh, no doubt. If your vape can could turn into a Decepticon, that would be fucking balls nasty. I would love that.
I'm setting it here and I'm watching it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wait, what end do you put your mouth on again?
All right. One more goofy thing before we start. I've got a Benny for anybody who can give me a believable transforming sound. You know how the Transformers used to... the sound when they
I can't do that.
transformed?
Oh
No. Mine's gonna come out sounding like Curly from the Three Stooges.
Dylan's was pretty good. Dylan's was pretty good. See, I always went with the...
I figured I'd better Michael Bay it up because
That's better. So good.
Yeah.
But not as good as mine, so you don't get the Benny.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
no. It was a rigged game from the start.
Of course
I
it
didn't
is.
think it hard enough.
This game is rigged.
Of course it is. Of course it is. One of my favorite... Okay, one more silly thing. One of my favorite things to do if I'm on a date and I'm on a date with a girl
Well,
is I have them make
as opposed to those other dates.
a shooting sound. Now watch. We'll test this
So
theory.
embarrassing.
Grace, do
No.
me a favor. Make a shooting sound. Come on.
I bet you this reveals a lot about a person.
It does, man.
I feel like I would go with the classic like pew pew, like pew pew pew.
There it is. See, isn't that cute as hell? See,
Aw.
and look, I can tell. Okay, I'm going to give you a little psychology here. If you don't really know anything about the girl and she's willing to do it, one, like right off the bat, and two, if she does sort of a believable one, she's probably got brothers.
That would
Fair.
make sense.
Because if you ask a guy, hey, give me a gun sound. All right, Dylan, give me one.
So you just triggered another story.
Okay, but do the sound first. Do the-
I don't know, like, these stories are good. We
Last
can
year.
talk about it later.
I was performing in a theater,
Uh-huh.
as I want to do, and my director, the beginning of the show, I come in and we're showing up at a cottage, and I'm doing the John Wayne act, and I kick open the door, and I got this right, I'm supposed to pretend I'm shooting somebody, and I go up to the door, I kick it open, and I go, pew, pew, pew. And my director stops me dead, and he goes, "What the fuck was that?"
Okay, so
You're
we
supposed to be John Wayne, not Luke Skywalker.
all right, I'm gonna have to research that and what that means about you. But
Means I have a sister.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it. Okay, now here we go. All right, Tony, redeem me, man. Come on, give me a gun noise.
Okay, do you want a pistol noise or do you want a rifle noise?
Whichever you
because a lot
prefer.
of people don't realize that when you
There's
hear a
difference.
pistol
Right?
noise,
Yeah, I'm right on with you, man. Because I'm gonna
He's delaying because
Pistol
his
noise.
masculinity is like.
in movies and
He has a
television
sister,
shows, when
too.
somebody fires a pistol, I'm the guy who's going, "That's a rifle shot."
Okay, give us a rifle.
You got it. Let me.
Clear your throat.
Yeah, see, that's pretty good. I go with the more Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry, hand cannon.
Wow, that's a
See?
super accurate sound.
You got to put a little oomph behind it.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, by the way, guys, we do play role-playing games on this channel.
Yeah.
It was fun too. I mean,
For more
We're
people
role
to
playing
show
with
us why.
guns right now.
Yeah,
So-
technically we
Welcome
are.
to
guns.
Yeah, that we are. All right, so let's get into our our game here, and start rocking and rolling. Okay, so I guess to start off with, we should do a brief recap. There's this place called the Arcanus, and they are all about magic, finding magic, dealing with magic, and collecting magic. And there's wizards that work there. Magic is very rare in this world. All 4 of these fine individuals received initiate letters offering them to try out to become a member of the Arcanus. They all went and started this process. They had to do 3 simple, so they seemed, simple tasks for the Arcanus, and then with doing the simple task, if they succeeded, then off the power of the success or failures of their 3 missions, they would be judged whether or not they were going to be allowed into the Arcanus as novices. And these, in the last episode, was the tail end of their 3rd and final test. They had to go to the city in which they live is called Lycena, which is on Zada Island, which is the biggest city in this world. There was a smaller island called Castra, which is off to the north of there. They had to go. They went to a ruin, found this thing called the Seat of the Throne, drunk some special stuff, tripped balls, saw some visions, talked with some animals, killed some animals, and some magical people that were there on this island. And their ride were a bunch of pirates that really had it out for them. And pretty much the pirate ship got sunk, and pretty much almost all the pirates died. And now they're stranded on this island. And that's pretty much where we're picking up at. They're stranded on the island with the 6 surviving pirates from the pirate ship that brought them out here. And they're, I don't know, they're just kind of stuck here. They really didn't, have anything else going on. They're trying to figure out a way to try and get back to Zada Island and to the Arcanus and what have you. And that's where we're going to pick up. They have an encampment right next to this encampment of the 6 pirates that are left. They're survivors from the ship. And they had... there was a couple of these really small, like, alabaster people that I think I'm getting too far into the explanation now. So, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we'll start there. They are on this island. They are stranded. If you want further recaps of the show, all the recaps can be found. I actually write a recap and post them up on the Tales of Savage Land Facebook page. You can also find them where I am on Twitter at willdm@giantstomp.com. .com. At Giant Stomp on Twitter. I post them all up there as well. Or you could go to the Discord channel. And we have a place on the Wicked Studios Discord channel where you can go and you can read all those. Which reminds me, I gotta post up the last one there. I don't think I did that. So so there you go. So we're gonna go ahead and start right there. So where is everybody at? What's going on? What are you doing?
Well, I'm cleaning up the dishes and the what's it called, cast iron, whatever I was using to make breakfast. I made sure that Phoenix and Uncle Tony took their breakfast with them. So hopefully they ate it wherever they went, and that's what I'm doing, cleaning up.
Yeah, because I guess at the end of the last episode, Phoenix and Joplin went to go check out that big slab that they found, correct? Isn't that what it was?
Yes, and the path that we found leading from it.
Well, the path that was actually leading from it was, you could tell because from where you were standing where the slab is, you can see it like stretching off into the distance. It goes and it connects to the other main trail that then leads up to the ruined city. So, there you go. I mean, if you guys want to go back to the ruined city, you can. It was hospitable.
I guess we should probably go back and. I mean, it seems like this was a bit of a dud, but it's cool that it's here.
I
how
think
far
he's
away
talking to
from
you, Joplin.
Sorry, I'm making I'm sending out tweets to get more people here.
Excellent. You're the man, man. Hey, if you're watching, you could do the same. Let's have a test, a little contest.
Let's see how many
Yeah.
people can.
And I didn't say too. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and say this, and then I'll be done with all that good stuff. We don't beat you over the head trying to ask you for money or anything during the show. If you want to help contribute, you can send us bits. For every 1,000 bits, these guys get what are considered, they're called persistent bennies. So they're bennies that they can spend to do stuff in the game, like re-roll, things along these lines. So that's one way you can support, or if you want, you can always scroll down. There's donate button and some cool t-shirts. There's a Tales of Savage Land t-shirt that's down there as well. So, but that's that. So that's out of the way.
How far away was that slab? Do we remember?
It's not very far at all, because Phoenix was roaming about
Right.
when he came across it, and it was basically, I don't know, straight from the camp to where it's at, like maybe 15 minutes.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
yeah, it's not far at all.
I'm not doing anything other than daydreaming.
Okay, checking out the pirates
No,
because they're looking at you guys.
I don't give a shit about the pirates.
Actually, they're not. Their camp was a little bit away. I mean, you guys are like literally your neighbors, but you know, yeah. So.
Nope. Just thinking about last night. That's the only thing I'm doing.
Oh yes, your dream.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever happened last night that the rest of the players
Whatever happened last
don't
night.
know about. Okay, so Brian's just cleaning up, and Grace. So I guess it's just Phoenix and Joplin down there. What are you guys doing down there?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I don't know. I think maybe I got a little overexcited. I saw them. I really want these birds to be smart, but they keep kind of leading me nowhere.
I don't know if you actually want these birds to be smart. You got to think about what that means.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, you do.
Picture it this way. You asked a bird to help come rescue us. Now that sounds crazy, and you probably shouldn't tell people that when we get back to civilization.
that's-
However, if we get rescued, that means the Arcanist really does watch us through these birds.
Well, now for those who don't know what they're talking about, if this happens to be your first episode, or if this is the first time, because these will eventually be podcasts very soon, they're talking about there's these birds called Zastadil birds, and
Dick birds.
Yeah.
Zastadil birds, and they're
We pronounce it differently.
yeah. Well, you got that French inflection. And they're all over the citadel of the Arcanus, back on the main island where they're from, and they're called literally the eyes and ears of the Arcanus. One of their tests was to take some Zastadil birds to a ruin that was on northern Zada Island, and release them up there so that they assumed so that they could keep an eye on things. So, and they mimic really, really well. They're like a type of orange and blue parrots, and they imitate things. And Phoenix has been like talking with them via like music. So like he'll play a little thing on his. Is it your lute or your flute? You got both, right?
It's a little flute, and I've got the violin's not with me, but
Yeah, and he plays his flute, and then they have like this calm response sort of thing going on. So there you go. If you didn't know what they were talking about, now you do. Okay, please continue. I'm sorry.
yeah,
No, I think I made my point. If we get rescued, that means that they can watch us.
Well, that one bird, remember, he was talking to one of the, because you guys, when you came here, you were like, oh wow, there's some Zastadils here. You know, you guys didn't bring them; they were just here. And Phoenix, you talked to one, and you said, "Hey, we need to get." You told them to go back to the Arcanus and tell them that you were stranded, right? And it flew away, right?
yeah.
That happened. That was the thing.
It actually flew away.
Yeah, it flew away. Because don't you guys remember I fucked with you at first? I said it flew up into the air and it flew around in a circle for a little bit, and then it took off and it went and it flew out over the ocean.
I do recall.
if we get rescued, then the Arcanus just isn't populated with imbeciles.
Yeah, I mean, we probably could have guessed that. I have a feeling they're maybe a little strange, but I don't think they're stupid.
Well, okay. Well, that wasn't how I read the place, but nobody seemed
I'm
really
not
with it.
saying it's impossible that they're stupid. I'm just saying it's equally possible that they're really smart and really aloof.
Yeah.
And perhaps they sent us on these tasks on purpose.
I mean, I think they must have known what was going to happen. What are the odds they'd send us this place where we'd see some god from the past,
Or
all these
Pearden,
ruins?
or the other creepy purple guy with the wings.
Yeah.
Well, they both had wings,
Fair enough.
but he
Now-
was purple. The other guy, because he was covered in purple goo. But
The goo.
yeah, the goo.
I-
That's also the guy that burst out of another human being, a la alien. Like,
Unsettling.
yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Since they're taking a little bit of time down there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm don't know if I want to say this out loud, but I'm going to go ahead and do it.
You can always if it's something that you want to tell me secretly, whisper to me. You know how to.
okay. So I thought I tried last time. I couldn't figure out what the command was. I'm sorry.
Okay, so here, watch. Let me double check and make sure I got it here. I'm pretty sure it's.
Because I thought it was just /W.
I think it's W slash.
/W.
Yeah, it is
the
slash
name,
W.
Or you could just put GM.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it'll pop up down below.
did that work? Yeah, it worked to you. Okay, we're good. Sorry.
Yeah. And watch, I just whispered to you. Ta-da!
Wow.
And yours to me said test.
It was a whisper. Okay, so you guys think
You can't be trusted,
Careless
obviously.
whisper.
She doesn't dare tell you anything.
I know, right? I had to wait till today to find out she got 2 more cats.
if you. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that.
Uh-huh. Okay, go ahead. So what's so Joplin in Phoenix just hanging out? Are they going to come back,
Yeah,
or what do you know?
I might just stay down here and keep an eye on. We're close to the shore now, right?
Yeah, the slab is a little bit further inland, though.
Okay. I might head down to the shore and just watch the horizon for now.
You can totally. I'm going to cut you off for a second. I'm sorry. You can totally do that. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
I think you're going to try.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think he's talking to me now. Sorry.
Excuse me. Are you going to try and be
Yes.
stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me a stealth roll.
Oh.
I'm gonna use a Benny.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
okay.
You got a 9.
Wow.
Hey, Brian.
up?
You need to give me a notice roll.
Why?
You'll see.
Oh god.
He'll tell you if you roll well enough.
Yeah, you roll well enough, and I'll tell you. Oh, jeez, I got a tickle in my throat.
Let's do this. A notice roll.
Oh, okay. So what happened here, ladies and gentlemen, is that Grace, by spending her Benny, was able to be successful, and she got a 9, which is a 4. You roll 4 is a success, so that's a success with a raise. And Brian got the same thing. He got a 9 as well, so he got the exact same thing.
Pretty
So
clutch.
Grace is just kind of like, I don't know. You tell me what's happening, Grace. He's sitting there cleaning. And
Yeah.
whatnot,
So I'm gonna just kind of like, ideally, like to wander off, maybe in the opposite direction of where I intend to go, and then kind of try to, while he's kind of digging at something intense while he's cleaning the dishes or whatever, I'm gonna go around. Do I have to say everything I wanted to do now that it was matched?
He's coughing right
Yes,
now.
yeah, I'm
He's
coughing.
dying.
I'm like, got a tickle in my
Dying.
throat. I must have got a Gertie hair in my throat or something. That's my cat.
You just
by
need
the
2
way.
more cats and it'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Counterbalances out. Yes, you have to you have to say openly everything you're doing that
Okay.
that old Brian can see because Brian's right there.
I mean,
So
I suppose.
he's
So
he's watching you mill about. You're like,
right, and then eventually make my way over to Joplin's tent. Well, what's left of Joplin's tent, over by his
Okay.
stuff, and I'm digging through his pack, trying to be stealthy, but obviously failing, and I don't quite realize that Brian sees me.
okay, so Brian, that's what you see. And now I've got a question for Joplin. Is the pawn shop with you, or did you leave it in your tent?
No, as a matter of fact, after the fire last week, I went and I just basically destroyed about half the things that were in my pack. I'm carrying about 10 pounds now.
Okay.
I did. I went and freely destroyed a bunch of anything that I thought would have caught fire.
Cool.
Is-
Okay.
is gone.
For those who don't know and didn't watch last week's episode, Joplin actually burst into flames.
I did.
He did. He's got kind of this relationship, I guess you would call it, with Puritan, who's the god of the sun and fire. Thing. Just so yeah, that was the thing. That happened. Okay, so what's Brian doing? You see, Ari she like stands around looking awkward for a minute, and then you're like,
Oh, that's just Miss Ari being Miss Ari.
okay,
have
cool.
no
All right,
reason-
excellent.
No reason to be suspicious of my own teammate. So just could finish, getting some grit and sand and polishing the plates, and that's it.
I
Okay.
can't wait to get back to civilization.
All
I'm
right.
finding a bookstore. I'm looking up Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, and I'm slipping it into Brian's pack.
There you go.
What?
So what does she find as she goes in and she's rifling through your tent there,
Oh,
Joplin?
what do I have left? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Anything that was other than metal. I've got so any of the cloth is gone. I don't have any more blankets. I got no more tent. I got no more casual clothes. So the only that magic bottle that we took, I still have. What else would be there? My
I think you had that big coin too. That
Oh yeah.
or was that in your? Yeah, that would have.
No, that was in my pack still. That bronze medallion size coin from Pale Birdman is what I have.
Oh, Birdman.
There you go.
Accurate.
Yeah, and then there's other coins, my magic cane, some dice, a flint and steel, and some lockpicks. So
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
I mean, I'm assuming Brian sees what I pull out once I find it.
Well, no, because
no,
you're
pretty much, I
inside
just-
the tent.
Yeah, I look over my shoulder, see you
no,
going.
tent's gone.
The tent's gone. Yeah, it got
That's
burned
right.
the shit up.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm pretty sure I have my back turned to you, anyways. I mean, I saw you went in there, but I'm like, I'm loyal to my friends. I assume everybody's loyal to us, so there's no reason for me to keep an eye on you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Damn you, Brian!
And also, I've never read that book you're talking about, so I think this fits quite well.
I know you haven't. I can tell by the way you act.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh.
We're all friends here.
All right. So there you go, Ari. You can take whatever you want there that
All
he
right.
described. If
All
if
right.
that's your intention, I'm assuming you're probably just in there polishing up his stuff or something, right?
Oh, like I do. I really care about other people, and especially
Everybody's turning a new leaf. I like it.
Right? You're a good influence on everybody, Brian.
I mean,
Okay.
that's what I try to be, Lead by example. That's what I would say.
Win the medallion. How low?
Okay. So how long is
You don't even have to. You could just ask me for it. I would have given it to you.
Ari does not think that. Based on the letter debacle, Ari does not think that.
That's fair.
that is pretty fair. Yeah.
Well,
Joplin-
Joplin is down at the seaside looking for a rock about the same size and color as that medallion.
Okay. So you're gonna wander away from the slab, the stone slab that Phoenix found.
I'm going to stick with the brawler. Over there, isn't he?
That's a smart choice.
I'm gonna just head down to the shore and maybe just try and catch my breath, keep my eye on the horizon.
Rocks and birds, my friend. We're looking at rocks and birds.
I have a feeling we'll be looking at something else soon enough. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I think they're coming.
Great.
I just would rather us be the first people they see.
Maybe I just caught the plague. I don't know. Oh man, it's like my one eye's watering. It's like I'm turning into a pirate. Arr!
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how long is Phoenix going to stay at the slab?
I'm gonna wander towards the shore. Actually, I'm not gonna stay there. I'm gonna head closer to the.
Okay, the closest
shore where
the
I can-
closest bit of shore is going to be basically back where your guys' camp is. Is that where you're going?
Okay, I want to get like a good vantage point where I can see the most amount of the horizon. Essentially,
Okay, so what I'll say is both Joplin and Phoenix, you go back towards the camp. Okay, and looks like we got a little bit of chitter chatter there going on. I'll rely on you guys to keep the people entertained as I try and run a game here. So you guys make your way back to the camp. Joplin just keeps going through the camp down to the cleft through the cliff down to all the rocks and stuff, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then Phoenix, you go back to the camp. Brian's sitting there like, I don't know, whistling, looking at his pots, thinking he did a good
I
job.
think I'm about done.
Yeah.
Reading, so
Yeah, I figured.
packing away. And
And
whatever.
Ari's just sitting there all prim and proper with Cat
Yeah.
ate the canary look on her face.
Thanks for the breakfast, Brian. I appreciate it. It was good.
Okay, so Joplin, you start climbing down the cliffside, the stairs that go down and what have you. And go ahead and give me a notice roll.
I will.
Yes, let's see what you got here. Yep, four's a success, and you don't.
Four
It,
is-
yeah,
It is a D4.
Yep.
What's
You-
a two
this
and a
is
two?
like not any kind of super big success that's needed to be made here, because what you see is, you start making your way on the steps. They're kind of wet because it's right there. It's on the shore. There's plenty of spray, and then all this different jazz, and you kind of are keeping track, make sure you don't slip. You look up, look at the ocean again, because it's a clear day. It's sunny, and there's a ship. There's a big ship. How about that?
Can I see what flag it's flying?
Why, yes, you can, sir. You can't see the emblem or whatever they call that official.
But I can see
picture
the
that's on
colors,
it.
can I?
You can see the colors. What
What-
color? What color do you think it is?
Purple.
No, not purple.
It's not purple. It's
No.
not the Azure Brotherhood.
Well, the Azure's blue, so it's definitely blue.
He's kind of like a
That would
Robin.
be awesome. The Azure Brotherhood and their colors purple. This way, it's like an instant. They use it all the time just to get into fights. It's like, aren't you guys Azure Brotherhood? Shouldn't you be purple? I mean, shouldn't you be blue? And he goes,
Well-
fuck you, get them!
I'm seeing the blue and not the white and gold. And
No, the guards would look for a blue sail. It makes sense. How do you escape? You don't want to
Yeah,
fight colors.
Totally. Yes, and
Never
matter of
proven.
fact, these sails are blue. And that's one of the things that the Azure Brotherhood do when they're announcing themselves is they have blue sails. So yes, there it is. And yes, Game Master's Vault, you did call it. So yeah, and it's a big ship. Okay, most of the ships that generally ply the Mavi Sea, okay, it is a big sea, so it's like it's Mediterranean big, or it's actually a little bit bigger than what the Mediterranean would be. So you get a lot of these boats that have sails and stuff, but there's also a lot of oared vessels, a lot of 1 and 2 deck ships. You don't see like those European galley type guys, okay? Those are mostly over on the coasts and out in the seas and what have you. This, however, is one of those big galley types. More like I think it would be called, this particular type of boat is called a man of war. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not.
But
Looks like a big jellyfish.
But what do you mean? But why?
Why? Why do they have to send the big boat? All right.
I don't know, because maybe something's going down. I mean, you guys have been on because now, maybe these guys sent a message. Who knows what's going on? Who knows how the
I need to run back to the camp.
yeah, maybe the Azure Brotherhood does have some sort of system that they use to notify, like you guys were theorizing.
Like a cell phone?
Yes.
I'm going to tell my crew first. There's a ship coming, blue sails, big ship, big armored ship.
Are you here already?
So So Joplin, you start climbing back up the crevice that's carved through the cliff there. You're going back up, and there at the top are the 6 pirates, and they're all standing there like this. They're not doing anything like mean, but they're just like watching the boat come in. They seem to have, because remember before when you guys came back, they were definitely a little bit. They're scared of you guys, right? I mean, you guys already have a reputation. You've killed some pirates. You went onto the island with 12 pirates in escort, came back with none.
Yeah, that's not the conversation I want to have right now.
Yeah, so they're not going to stop you from climbing back up, though. So.
I'm just going to go.
Okay.
Lucky you guys. Here they come.
Oh, yeah. They're coming, all right.
Lucky.
Oh, look at there. Yeah, can you see that? And you hear them talking as you go by. They're not talking to you. And he goes, yes. That's Captain Doro's ship. Oh, things are going to be good now. Yes. You can give me a common knowledge roll there, Joplin.
Come on, Joplin.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
not
you
going to
got
like the outcome. I don't want
15!
I don't want to know.
All right, I'm going to tell you.
God damn it.
Doro is okay. The main guys who are like the head dudes of the Azure Brotherhood, they're called princes. Okay, and there's several princes of the Azure Brotherhood. There's like half a dozen of them. Okay, Doro is one of the princes. He's
That's good.
AKA like a pirate prince, so to
So
speak.
lucky us.
Right? I mean, a big important guy's coming to save you now.
Royalty.
Yes. Yeah. Gets even better. Okay.
I will relay all that I have learned in whatever.
Okay. So you come running into the camp. Everybody's there now. So what are you saying, man? What are you doing?
The thing in the boats with the blue and the guns and the bad guys and Captain Doro.
Who? What?
Doro. Did I say Doro? It's Doru.
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 I don't mean to alarm anybody, but the pirates have shown up for their rescue, and we don't actually have our story straight.
What do you mean our story's straight? We know what happened. Everyone knows what happened.
The pirates don't believe us.
No, they don't believe you.
Better. They don't believe us.
Yeah, there was a great pack of boars that came out of the woods and killed everybody.
Yes, that
We're
them
gonna-
believing us is very important, Brian.
Definitely going to need a better story than a bunch of pigs killed them. You're right. I mean, it may be the truth, but I don't know how we're going to ever make them believe that that's the truth, especially now that they're all...
We need to fucking leave. We can't take on this goddamn ship.
I mean, as long as we stay inland, we shouldn't have to take on the ship.
We have to leave.
Well,
Somehow.
We need to go with them.
Eventually. Well, theoretically, boars will kill all of these guys if they come to find us.
Well, wait a minute. These guys were your ride. You've got a pack full of useless pottery that you've collected to give to them and tell them it's artifacts. I mean, it wasn't this the whole thing to get off of the island was to make nice with the pirates so that...
Thanks, voice of the sky.
I don't want to get killed on the way back.
Yeah.
But I do want to get on the ship.
I mean, you've got a really nifty bronze medallion you could even show them.
And I should probably dig that out of the ashes at some point.
I'm just saying. I mean, you guys can tell me what you want to do. So, like, does everybody go up and take a look at the ship coming in?
I don't. I just take what he says.
I believe him. I believe Joplin.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's
Thank you.
you just
Oh,
go to check it
What
out.
a-
I don't know.
what
It's a
a-
big ship.
what if there was no witnesses at all to tell them about anything that's happened here?
How are we?
Did you read what? Tony, read the comment. Keep going, Phoenix. Read.
Well, what do you mean?
I'm just saying, and I'm not condoning murder. I'm just saying maybe if we could contain those pirates somewhere where they're not going to be any trouble, we could have a conversation. This ship sank. They don't know who's here. We could
Oh,
leave
that.
them
I don't know
here and
who's
go have a
here.
conversation with them. Say there was a giant bird.
Well, when they come after we have this conversation and then we bring them back out, I don't think they'll be happy with us. So
I mean, if we
I don't-
hide them really well, all we have to do is contain 6 pirates. I mean, between the 4 of us, I think we can do that. We've taken on bigger
we could.
before.
I think we'll just. I really believe in just telling the truth, and there's less to remember. That's what my mom always said.
You need to stop talking then.
Well, okay.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
We could probably take on the pirates. I agree.
I mean, I'm not going to make
Which
anyone.
one of you could sail a ship?
Well, we don't have to take on the pirates on the boat. We just
I
have
read-
to
I
take
read
on
a
the
book
pirates on the
once.
island.
They have no choice but to decide, but to believe what we're saying. They don't have another voice.
But here's the story: they sent us ashore by ourselves. The ship sank. We came back. There was no one there. We couldn't get any of the resources we need to do the mining we needed to do to get the stuff that we said we were going to get. Nobody's at fault. 6 pirates stay here and rot to death on this island, or they find out how to live.
I mean-
Robinson Crusoe, or some less anachronistic reference.
I'll
I
throw
like
out.
that. I follow that, my friend.
I'll throw out something just to stir the pot because that's what good dungeon and game masters do. There's only 6 pirates on the
Right.
island right now. If you killed these 6 guys real quick and hid their bodies,
Yeah.
you can make up whatever story you want.
Fucking Joplin can fucking burn them for all we know.
You psychopaths you sound like.
I'm not saying we kill anybody.
I say kill them all. Let's go.
That voice in the sky is very violent.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I think we just need a good lie, and I think we all need to be on the same page, and I think we need to watch each other's back on the ride home.
How do
But
we
a
get
good
the
lie.
pirates on the same page?
Exactly. A good lie isn't gonna hold up to these 6 pirates telling them it's a lie.
They trust the pirates implicitly. If they said that someone came out of the sky and got the people, everyone else who was here, they would believe them over our story.
I'm not saying we have to kill them. I don't think. I mean, Ari may be more on that side of the fence, but we just
It's
have
so
to.
much less complicated.
From
Roll notice.
no.
I have another terrible idea.
All of us?
Yep,
All
all
of us?
4 of you. Roll the notice.
Notice roll.
I don't
Excellent.
notice shit.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Listen,
I got 5s.
Okay, we
Joplin
got some
got it,
people who
and
are.
so did Brian. Okay. Wow. Oh, and then, yeah. Wow, your notice sucks, Brian. Sorry. I'm not being mean with that.
I mean,
Wow, the best one is Ari, and she
Oh,
failed
D4.
miserably. Yeah, D4. Yeah, that's.
what?
We all have D4s except Ari.
Oh,
Ari's
no,
got
no.
D8.
So this is the thing. This is the thing. It's better to have a lower die. You have a better chance of getting.
You are
a
correct.
raise.
It
Yeah.
is easier to get a raise out of a D4 than it is out of a D8, madam. You are totally correct in this. Okay, so Joplin. So this is what's happening: is you guys are all standing around, okay, in like a loose circle, debating. Okay, and as you're debating, you're like, well, yeah, and then Ari's over here, well, we should just kill him, just do it, and then the 6 pirates come walking around the boulder, and you're the one, you're their backs are to the pirates, and you're the only one that sees them coming, and they all kind of like come marching out. They all got their cutlasses out and what have you, and they go,
The cutlass is out.
"Oh
Why?
yeah," because
That's all I need to hear.
somebody's over here screaming about, well, let's just kill them all and sort it out later. Thing.
I had such a good,
I never said that.
terrible idea.
I was specifically listening to make sure we didn't say the killing idea because I would have said no.
I
So
mean,
far,
granted,
Phoenix
I
has
was-
said hiding them away.
Okay, so they just so
They did hear me saying that we should leave them here to die.
yeah.
Just want them to believe us. You know
Yeah.
what my terrible idea was? There's still 2 of those pale guys left.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could be bait, try to lure them back to the pirates so that we could kill them in front of the pirates, and then the pirates would believe us.
Now I'm taking you just said that out of character, correct?
No!
You said that in character.
We're at that level.
I said that right in front of them.
Yeah.
I think we're all speaking in character for a little
So
bit.
I-
huh?
the one
Want you
guy-
to believe me.
The one guy who is the second mate, okay, because he was one of the guys that survived and whatnot. He goes, well, I don't think you're gonna have to be worrying too much about trying to convince anybody about anything. They're rowing aboard right now as they've got a couple of dinghies full of men coming up over, and there's not really that far you could go before they're here. So why don't you all just do like you're supposed to and make nice. Once old Doru gets on shore, I'm sure he's gonna have you all take us to wherever this treasure is here on the island that you're hiding, and you might have been able to get the drop on the rest of the boys when they came on board on shore with you, but I don't know if you know who Doru is, but well. Yeah, him and his mates, well, that's going to be a different story altogether. Now, you guys, the other 3 guys, Brian, Phoenix, and Grace, you can all roll a common knowledge to see if you know about Doru.
Grace. Who is
Nope.
I know, sorry, Ari.
this? Ah, shit. I have no idea. Oh, maybe a 4.
All
Phoenix.
we needed was a ride.
Brian, you know, and the only reason that you know is because you kind of keep tabs a little bit on bigger than life people because you like reading about that stuff.
Oh, of course.
You know? Yeah. So you know about the pirate princes of the Azure Brotherhood, and you know that this Doru guy is one of them. But that's the extent of what you know.
Sure, makes sense.
While we're here, I'm gonna pull out my flute and I'm gonna try and just make a call and see if I can get a Zastinal to come and come to me so I can try and get it up on my shoulder now. Just as a silencer, if they're still around.
Oh, give me a performance roll.
Okay.
It'll be good to die with pets.
Is Melenre on? Because I'm gonna start doing it.
How's the-
There's a Zastinal coming. I don't think she wants to miss that. What'd you get?
I got a 4.
Well, you're performing pretty good. You want to spend a penny on that?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh, don't.
Don't listen to Ari. She doesn't know what she's talking about. There you go. You got it.
That's
All right,
excellent.
you got the raise. Cool. Okay, so you start playing. You start playing a little bit at first, and it's like, oh, that's not right. And then you think it for a second. It's like, yes, it's like, and you're mimicking their call. Is basically what you're doing with your flute, and you hear like a little bit in the distance. You hear a response, and then not too long after that, this Zastadil bird comes over and lands on your shoulder.
I'm just gonna feed it and just say, "Why don't you mind sticking around for a little bit?" And I just keep feeding it little bits as it.
Phoenix.
I'm gonna walk toward the pirates and say, "Do you want to see these fucking boars that killed? Do you want to see the area that these boars killed your brothers in?
Oh yeah, I'm sure
I'll
that when
fucking show you."
Doru comes, you can show us all of this, and we're definitely looking forward towards.
I'll
just
show
to seeing
Doro
all
too.
that. Yes. Okay. Well, good.
Whoever that is.
Let's. Why don't we all just go and greet Doru as he comes up, and we'll give him a warm welcome. Come on, why don't you guys just come along with us? You know, we're all friends here. We're not gonna get any trouble or anything, right? Now they've all got naked steel in their hands, by the way.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that.
Oh no! Come on, lass. There's no reason to be afraid or anything. We're not gonna do anything.
Why is your sword out?
Well, because you've killed, as far as we know, up to 12 pirates. And we know that you've killed other pirates down in the fishing village, whatever the name of that is.
Oh, that was a misunderstanding.
Exactly. A misunderstanding. So we'll just wait for Doru to come aboard. And then we can all have a nice big conversation. Sound good? Good. Come on, let's just go over towards the stairs. It's just right over here.
They're not going
to get on that boat one way or another. We need that ride.
Right. And he's like, that you do. So come on, let's talk to old Prince Doru. I mean, I've never met the man, but I hear he's generally a nice fella.
All right. For grins, are we still in like the same kind of? I would assume we've got like the pirates on one end that's toward the forest, kind of trying to block us into the beachy area, right?
Not really. No. Basically, it's more along these lines. Because remember, there was kind of like the old foundation, and there was like a little bit of like fishing, like huts and stuff that were right here at the cleft. That's where you guys are at. And
Okay.
they are basically over on one side. There's some shrubs and different kind of like rubble stuff, and then there was your camp. But it's all right there by the cleft where you would go down where the ship sank. So
I'm gonna go ahead and cast fear at them.
Whoa!
okay. Now,
So-
do they get to roll a spirit to try and resist that?
So it says this power causes the target to feel an overwhelming dread and horror. The area effect covers a large burst template. Every creature under the template must take a guts check. So a guts check. I don't really know.
It's the same thing as spirits.
Okay.
So okay.
If the apply -2 if the guts roll if the caster gets a raise.
I have a rules question. I have my intimidation skill. Could I help somehow? If I
Not
see her
with the
cast this
magic
spell?
part of
Okay.
it. Like if she was talking trash and trying to intimidate, you
Right.
could definitely add into that. You could be like her Flavor Flav, and like
Right there.
as she talks up, you'd be like, "Yeah, boy," you know.
I wasn't
Or just
sure.
like
I
go
thought
up,
you were doing
stand behind
gray
her.
area.
You know, you could
I
definitely.
wasn't sure
do
if it
something
would
like that.
feed into the magic somehow.
No, unfortunately
Put on
not
a
for this because
face.
it's magic. So okay, so all right, you can go ahead and cast fear on these guys. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, that's a success.
Uh,
So let's there's 6 of them there, and let's go ahead and let's roll.
Wait, hang on. Can I do a post Benny? Like if I see the rolls, can I do a Benny?
You can make them re-roll, right? You can
Yes.
force a re-roll.
Yes,
with
you
a
can
bench?
force a re-roll. No, that's.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you have to take it now at the seeing of this roll, because let's
Okay.
put it this way: all they need to do is succeed.
Right. Which is beat a 7, right? Or is
No.
it beat a 4?
They just have to make a 4.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna use a Benny and do another one.
Okay. Yes. Because basically, what it is, you can.
There we go.
Holy. Okay, so she rolls and gets a 19 on her second go around, which is anti-flame, which is a success. You definitely got it.
So yeah, we
So
apply
they
it.
will have a
Yes.
-2. Okay. So I'm gonna have to roll these guys. Whoops. Did I do it wrong? Let me put that back up. Oh, wrong one. Oh, there it is. Let me get that back up. I think there we go. Oof. Okay. Let's see here. So let's go for the first one. No. Second one. No. Third one. Okay. All
What
right.
has happened?
That's a no.
You have to roll a natural 6.
3, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. They're all afraid.
Well,
Wow.
And so what happens when they're afraid? They're Ari,
So it says that they're panicked.
which is just a condition.
Right. So I guess So what have my trappings as for my fear is that my eyes kind of smoke over, and it just like instills just a really unsettling feeling.
You sure you don't summon spectral boars? Just saying.
Okay, so what happens is you cast that, you get your witch thing going on, and
Right.
they all take several steps back and look kind of like, and the one guy, Crane was his name. I don't know if anybody remembers that. The second in command, the second mate, he goes, "No, look here, lass. There's no reason they can start getting all kinds of crazy with your magic. We're putting away our weapons," and they all put away their weapons. And come on now, just ease up. And they take a couple more steps back, and it's okay.
You know, I get the impression that Doru might be
We're gonna go wait by the steps, and they all start like, hurry up.
waiting for you.
They all.
Okay, I wasn't sure how to tell anyone this, but I have a feeling we don't have to make it off on this ship. I have a feeling someone's coming for us.
What do you mean?
I
We
can't
look
explain.
everywhere.
I can't explain why, but I had.
Okay, well, I believe we should be honest. I also know we shouldn't put all of our eggs in one basket. So if some of you don't trust this, I'll go. Let me speak to them. But in South, the rest of you can, I don't know, go with your plan somewhere else, away from this beach.
Someone came to me. I don't know how to explain it, but someone told me someone's coming for us. Maybe they were talking about the Azure Brotherhood, but
Was it the Alabaster Men at night?
No.
Was it a bird?
I don't know what it was. It was. I can't.
If it was one of the birds,
Everybody roll notice.
And the ship is or I guess the dinghies.
I don't see it. Still.
Dingy.
Phoenix has got a bird yakking in his ear.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where the
Brian
hell?
hears it.
Why did I not find notice? Sorry, guys.
Joplin hears it exactly. And Ari hears it as well. So
Everybody without a bird in their ear.
Yeah.
wow.
Joplin hears the emotional inflection in the what they're saying. The pirates that were scared away and are have made their way actually down onto those stone stairs that are carved into the crevice that cuts through the cliff there. You hear them going, whose ship is? It's the Arcanus. Oh, come on, Doru, hurry, row.
Told you.
There's another ship.
Told you.
You didn't hear.
There's another
I
ship.
told you.
Another
That's what
ship.
Phoenix is going to say in 2.5 seconds.
Sorry. There's another ship coming.
So what are
I'm
you
not
doing?
saying anything. I'm still
We
just
see
saying.
that, or we just hear them?
Well, you
think-
guys are you guys going to go over there and take a look because you're back?
Yeah,
towards the
absolutely. If there's
Okay.
another ship, I want to see that.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so Brian starts walking over towards where the cleft is with the stairs. Is anybody else going to go with him?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so you guys
All
all
right, let's go.
you guys all go over there, and the pirates are halfway down the stairs. Okay, because remember, cliff, big crevice is cut through it. There's the stairs that are carved into it down to the rocks below, and they're waiting halfway down. And you come to the top there at the top of the cliff, looking out, and you see basically those dinghies are just now getting there's guys getting off onto the rocks and stuff to tie off the boats from the pirates from this Azure Brotherhood big man of war ship that's out there, right? In the distance, though, you see another boat, and this boat is one of those sleeker, faster, two-tiered with the row with the oars and whatnot. And I'll just say, for the sake of argument, especially with Joplin, he's still got his Batman radar thing going on. It is flying a white flag with the 3 gold stars of the
Nice.
Arcanus. And you see that coming.
I'll relay that information, whatever I can. That doesn't mean you're right, Phoenix.
I think I might be right.
Yeah, I think so.
Shit,
I
that
think
kind of does
Phoenix
mean he's
is
right.
right.
Yeah.
These birds are more than they seem.
No
Speaking of
doubt.
which-
Thank you, Frank. So then this is what happens. You can have Frank to thank for this. So then the Arcanus ship rams into the other ship and they both sink. And you're stranded on the island with this other boatload of pirates that got off. No, that's
Awesome.
And the professor and Marianne.
Here on
So-
Gilligan now.
There's roughly 12 more pirates to get off. Okay? And there's one guy. And
That's
you're-
a lot of semen.
Thank you.
Thank
I wasn't gonna say it.
I think I need to leave now. I'm going to pull a George Costanza and just leave on my best joke.
No.
I think you've got another one.
You've got more than that.
Yeah.
You've got more than that. So, okay. So then, getting off the boat is, the typical rabble, okay, of pirates. And then there's this one guy, okay. He is bigger than the other guys. He's like a good 6.5 feet tall. Well muscled. He's got a leather
It looks like
vest.
another person could be inside of this person.
Well, sure. I mean, he wasn't as big as the guy that you met that had the chest
Okay.
burster, because he was like pushing 8 feet tall. Remember?
Oh,
I
right,
mean, he
right,
was
right.
huge.
Fair enough.
So he's you can tell that he's Shanish in his descent, but he's bald, and you automatically know it's Doru, because Doru has a big skull tattooed on his face. So
As
like
you do.
over the top
Subtle.
of it. Yeah. And
Very subtle.
yeah, he's got a couple of cutlasses. He's got a sash full of daggers. He's got some he's got some high leather boots on, and he just starts marching up the stairs with the retinue of pirates behind him, and he runs into these other pirates that are there on the stairs, afraid. Like, Prince Doru, it's so good that you're here. They're right up there, and he just smacks that dude, Crane, like boom, knocks him down, and then they can like just pull him out of the way, and this entourage of pirates come up. Now the pirates that are with him are a motley bunch. Now I said that they were standard pirates. I take that back, because I forgot that these are Doru's guys, and you can tell they're a little bit meaner, a little bit tougher, have better dice, if I could say. So
Here they now.
yeah, they're
Oh, no, they're gamblers.
yeah. So and he's just marching up the stairs, and he sees you guys up there, and he's just got this like scowl, I guess. You guess he's scowling. I know it's kind of hard to tell with him having this big ass skull tattoo on top of his face. And
If he's at 12 o'clock, where's the boat from the Arcanus? Like on the horizon? Is it like?
yeah, it's like you guys are looking down, and he's coming up the stairs. The boat that they had just a little ways out, and the Arcanus boat is like on its way. It's making like really good time. If you were to make a split guesstimation as to when the Arcanus boat would be in anchor dropping range, it's probably going to be there in like a good 15 minutes.
How many rounds of combat?
Too
Right.
many.
I
few.
fully expected him to use the grounds of combat.
Yeah, quite a
Yeah.
few. But so Doru comes up there, and his men file in behind him, and he comes right up to you guys, and he doesn't say anything right away. He just looks at each one of you in turn. Then he looks out, and he looks at the Arcanus ship coming, and he looks back at you, and you can tell he's pissed. And he goes, "So you are the ones that been causing all the trouble. Don't look much, but looks are deceiving. I'm sure that wench over there is pretty far and nasty with the magic."
No.
That's
What?
right.
What trouble have we caused?
You've
we,
killed some of my men.
We did.
You have
not.
caused the Azure Brotherhood quite a bit of problems. First, helping out someone that's in our employ that we're trying to take care of. Someone that stole from us. You know who I'm talking about. Because I can't think of her name right now. Syndra. Syndra Agrita, yeah. The one that, the very
Calm
first...
ourselves, guys.
Yeah, the very first thing, Syndra. Yeah, I know.
I feel like he probably wouldn't bother himself with the name anyway.
You helped Syndra. Then you killed some of our men over there in that Dumbart or Ham or whatever the hell that fishing village was called.
There was a.
And now
a
you
drunk
sunk one of our
fence-
boats and killed a crew.
Now, we didn't
Oh.
sink the boat or kill any pirates here.
No.
Well, you've got
None.
my admiration at least. You're not some pansy weights. You obviously got a little bit more about you. You don't look it. But then, if you're working with the Arcanus, you probably got some kind of freaky magics just boiling out of you.
Well,
You're
So
lucky.
far-
make some good croissants, and that's about it.
We are
Yeah.
Don't mock
definitely
me,
not what
boy.
you're expecting.
No, you're not what I expected at all. And I'll tell you this much. You're lucky. You're damn lucky.
I believe so, yes.
And
I
don't
don't.
think
We're
that
not-
this is over. Just because your friends from the Arcanus have showed up, and I don't want to lose another boat to who knows what kind of fire and brimstone they could throw at us, doesn't mean we won't be keeping our eyes out for you. You've crossed us for the last time. You're marked for death! The Azure Brotherhood will not be dealt with like this by the likes of you, Prince Doru. And he pulls out a knife. I claim right now. And he cuts his hand. And he lets the blood start to pour out. I declare a blood oath on each and every one of you. And he shakes his hand at you guys. So like the drops of blood can go at you.
Like, I close my mouth.
You're
Close my mouth.
all marked.
I-
Just know now your days are numbered. Where? And he goes
My
and
pocket knife and do this. I'm just gonna cut my hand too and hand it to Brian.
There you go.
Hand my knife to Brian next. You
What
just cut your hand.
Not Brian.
cut my hand.
Just do it.
he's watching this. You got his interest. By doing that, he's all like, whoa.
Okay, Phoenix. Yeah, let's cut our hand, and I hand him the knife.
I feel like Brian would have taken that challenge, but
No, I'm sarcastically handing it to him because surely the rest of us would not totally do it, and so I'm agreeing. And I'm gonna let Joplin
all right.
cut himself in half because I know he won't, and so
Okay, now that he sees
show how
that,
ridiculous it is.
now that he sees that Phoenix is really the only one that's going down with this, everybody's
I
kind of
would
like,
totally
oh,
cut
well, He just he looks at you, Phoenix, and he goes, I'll take an interest in you personally, boy. Bring up those scared brats and let them show us what they know. And he has they drag those other 6 pirates that were here up, and they move away, of course, from the stairs. And you guys
They
can
don't-
watch, as this happens. You're like looking over at their Arcanus ship. You're looking at these guys. Look at the Arcanus ship. They drag those 6 pirates a little ways away, and he grabs one of them. And one of them's not the guy he grabs isn't Crane, isn't the guy who was the second mate. And he goes, "Look, boyos, I want you to know something right now. I'm not here to be holding your hands. I'm here to find everything out that we can find out. So you better give me something good from these assholes, because I'm really pissed right now because I can't kill them all." And he just takes a guy and he cuts his throat. And he throws the pirate to the ground. And he goes, "Now you know I'm not playing around. So you better give me something." And they're like, "We don't know. We were guys with them. We didn't go. They were there, and they said they were boars." And they start freaking out. And the other pirates grab the 6 pirates that were there, And so he's giving them the business. He's interrogating his own men, And you can watch that for a while, and then the Arcanus ship drops anchor. Okay, and one dinghy from the Arcanus ship starts coming. You see it starting to come up, start to get lowered off the side and what have you. Now, while that's happening, You notice that for the first time, there's a couple of like down below where the pirates' dinghies were. There was a couple of other dinghies down there, and there's this lady who starts walking up the steps, and she's still she nice and slow. She's got a turban on. She has essentially like a robe dress sort of thing going on, and she's got a cane. And so like as she's walking, it's like she gets a little bit closer. You see that her eyes are completely white, like this chick's blind. Okay, and she gets to the top of the stairs there. And when she gets to the top of the stairs, you see that it looks like the boat in the distance. The dinghy's been lowered from the Arcanus boat, and there's some people starting to come over the edge. The other pirates are still going about their business, roughing up the other pirates and what have you. And the lady she's just standing there, and she like turns her head a little bit this way, turns a little bit that way, and go, "You must be the Arcanus people. Here. Brian, come, take my hand. It's help an old woman."
I'll absolutely come and help her up the stairs or downstairs, wherever she's going.
Okay, so you go and you take her hand. Brian, take me to your friends.
All right. And as I'm gonna put her hand on my elbow and help her up the stairs. Like,
Okay.
Do you know us?
Oh, of course I know of you. All of the Azure Brotherhood know of you now. You're quite popular.
We didn't hurt anybody. It wasn't our fault. You know that.
I'm sure. Oh.
Oh,
And
no.
she looks, and when you say that, she like turns her head and goes, yes, it wasn't your fault. Ah, yes. Now, when you take her over towards the other, she's like, now, where's Phoenix? Which was once Phoenix?
That would be me.
Oh, hello. Yes, and then Joplin, can I hear your
Yes,
voice? Yes.
I'm here as well.
Oh, yes.
Right here.
There's the sunny boy. And where's Ari?
Where else would I be?
Oh, there you are. I just wanted to hear your voices so I could put them with the names. I've heard so much about you. Ah, yes. So, well, let's just start with Phoenix, shall we? So, Phoenix, what did you find here?
Well, that's a great question. The past, I guess, would be the best way to describe it.
The past. Interesting. Did you mean to hide this Lady Syndra from us? Did she find anything in their tomb on Zada?
She found nothing but ruin there, as far as we understand it. That's what she told us.
Oh, that's good to know. Ari, how many pirates did you kill on the sands?
None.
But you helped, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't. All right. If you say so. Brian, how many pirates
Yes.
did you kill?
None. We tried to save them. We really did.
Yeah.
I tried to save them against the Boers, but we couldn't.
So it was only Joplin and Phoenix that killed the pirates at the fishing village then?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't remember.
Well, and
Yes.
there was a man who was hired to defend Syndra, who was
Yeah, what
Joplin.
was his name?
Ask our
again?
guy. Ask our guy.
Ask her guy. Yeah, he didn't. He was too drunk. He tried. It was
that was sort of my point. He wasn't up to the task, so we were sort of just filling in, like,
And Joplin, if I may defend you here, I know Joplin. I don't think he ever intended to outright kill anyone other than defend
Oh.
himself.
So tell me what happened to my man Brom. You remember him? He was great, big man.
Oh.
Huge. He was at Syndra's house.
yes, you.
Yeah,
Somebody else. These fellows.
Well, Ari, why don't you tell me what happened to him?
La 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 la.
Oh,
We knocked a man unconscious in Cinder's room who was trying to attack us.
That
And
would
what
be-
happened after that
yes.
was out of our control.
well, what happened?
Is she done telling it?
No, she hasn't
she
said
said the part.
anything. Ari seems to have problem with telling things to people. It's okay. Brian, do you know what happened?
Well, I think we knocked him unconscious because we didn't want to hurt anyone, and then it's like he was a vessel for another spirit, and then that spirit came out of that vessel, and then we had to talk with that spirit, and then it flew away.
Ooh,
That's all I remember.
It
And
flew,
I'm-
it
that's what
flew
happened,
away.
honestly.
Oh, this is highly perplexing. Oh, it sounds terrible. I can understand why you find it so unsettling, Joplin. Oh, absolutely terrible.
It was the purple mucus and the bubbling and the.
Yes. Yes. Now that boat from the Arcanus, the people have gotten into it, and it's rowing towards the shore.
They're taking their damn time.
Well, it takes a minute, doesn't it's like so.
Ma'am, if I may ask, what should we call you?
You can call me Ilgi.
Ilgi.
Yes.
Ilky.
Yes.
That was out of character. I would never have done something like that.
I know,
I know.
right?
She's done a lot of uncharacteristic things here.
So, Brian, why don't you tell me what you found here? What did the Arcanus send you here to do?
Well, to drink under the moon, and then we found some history, and then we talked to some really old alabaster skinned men who tried to kill us. It seems a lot of people are trying to kill us these days, but we just have to defend ourselves because what else can you do here?
Oh, you found the past. What do you mean by you found the past?
We saw some statues, and it also showed us memories of what once were.
Oh, memories.
It's quite mystical.
This is an
Definitely see.
ancient place. Very ancient. Lots of bad memories here.
Bad memories. Terrible memories.
What happened to you, Joplin?
Same as what he said.
Oh,
A little drink and an experience unlike any other.
do you care to elaborate at all?
There was a lot of nudity.
A lot of nudity.
Oh, and mind
Interesting.
you, that's not a judgment. That's just an observation.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
interesting.
Quite a bit, though. Quite a bit.
Well, I see your friends are coming. I guess I just have one more question. What does the Arcanus want with all of this? And, well, I guess I'm sorry. I have two questions. Where's Syndra? And why is the Arcanus involved?
Oh. You know, honestly, I hadn't expected that question. And we haven't seen Syndra since we dropped her off.
Oh, we took her back respectfully. We were asked to deliver something to her, and we were told she was a friend, so we wanted to keep her alive. We had no intention of crossing your people.
I don't think you know how low on the totem pole we really are.
We were sent as an errand, really. Just following our orders.
Oh, well, I see. Oh. Well, thank you. I must say that you're far more honest than I anticipated. Well, except for Ari. But that's all right. You boys told me what I needed to know.
We have
mean,
nothing to hide from you.
Exactly.
And just, well, I better get over there and make sure that Doru doesn't kill any more of those boys.
I'm gonna help her down the stairs.
Okay. So, well, they're up here at the top with you guys. So, but you can help her over toward where Doru and his guys are roughing up the remainder of the crew over there. And then she starts talking. She turns to you after she gets there. And goes, "Thank you, Brian. That was very nice of you. I'll remember that. You can go now. I have to speak with Doru." Okay.
All right.
All right, and then she starts talking with Doru, and Doru, you get the impression that he's kind of like, when she starts talking, he immediately listens to her, and like bends down to hear what, because he's tall, she's like this little old lady, and he like bends down, and but you can tell on his face that he's pissed that she's here. Okay, you automatically get that vibe.
Well, 50-50 whether she tells him to kill us or not.
Of course.
And then you go. I take it back to the other guys.
Us?
No, you to Brian. Then you go back and you're with the rest.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, of
okay.
course.
All right. So what ends up happening then is like the pirates actually, half of them leave and go out into start going out into the island. Doru stays there with Ilgi and some of his boys. Now the 6 that were part of the shipwreck go with another 6 of the rough and tumble type of guys. They're the ones that go further into the island. Now, the dinghy from the Arcana ship, like, docks in the rocks, and they start getting out, and you see these guys starting to come up the stairs. There is a big, black, bald, southern warrior. Okay. You guys can, well, I'll just say that you were able. Brian, you definitely know for sure. This guy's he's from Darhawk. It's this southern kingdom that's well renowned for the last bastion of civilization before the deep south and the savage tribes down in there. He is actually wearing what appears to be bone armor. Okay, he's got like a cuirass and like guards and whatnot, and they look like bones. You don't know if they're human bones or what have you, but they're like, you know. You guys are familiar with the vests that like Native American Indians would wear that are made of bone? It's sort of like that, but the bones are bigger bones, so like thigh bones and forearm bones and stuff along these lines. Okay, he's carrying a spear, a short stabbing spear with him, and tough looking son of a bitch. There is a dude. A Veldhayan looking guy, which is like India. He's got a turban on. He's got like a gold colored clothes on, and he's walking with him. He's got a green gemstone that light is reflecting off of on his turban, and he actually has what appears to either be some sort of green paint. With some sort of like runes on his face, or it's a green tattoos. You're not sure at first. And he's following right behind this guy. And then on the boat with him are 6 guys that essentially look like conquistadors. Okay? They got the conquistador iron helmet on. They got the breastplate. They've got, each one of them is carrying like a halberd, and they have a sword at their side, and they're coming up behind them. Now, their clothes are essentially the breastplate, the helm. While those are steel, their clothes, because you know their pants and the shirts that they have underneath it, whatnot, those are all white with that gold trim. And on the front of the breastplate is the 3-star symbol of the Arcanus. Okay. They come up. They get to the top of the stairs. And the big bald black guy with the bone armor and whatnot points at you guys and goes, "You there, get in the boat."
I'll get in the boat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the guy with the turban behind him, he goes, "Sofu, don't be rude. Hello, I am Sender Jawala. How are you?" Oh, and he goes around and he shakes in each and every one of your hands. He says, "But you probably should get in the boat." Go ahead. Yeah, Sefu will go and him and the boys will stand to make sure that we get down into the boat. No problem. And so basically, what ends up happening is this guy Sefu that he called the big black warrior gets out there, stands, and then the other warriors kind of like fan out behind him, and they're just standing there, and they're looking at the pirates doing what they're doing. And like you guys, like before you head down the stairs, you see that Prince Doru, and it's like there's a stare off going on. Nobody's saying anything; they're just looking at each other. And Sunder, the guy who, with the turban that just introduced himself to you guys, starts leading you down the steps. He goes, "So, how are you? Is everyone okay?"
Yeah, we're fine. Thank you.
Does this look like an okay situation?
No, it doesn't look okay. I think we got here just in time.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It was so smart of you to tell the Zestiver to come and to say to us, "Help, we're in trouble. We need someone to come get us." That was very smart of you. Very smart.
That's all Phoenix, actually. It's his idea.
Oh, this is a very good job for you, Phoenix. Very
And
good.
also, he's bleeding.
Thank you. I've got some bad.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's maybe it's something we'll take care of it on the ship. Yes.
All right.
So he goes and he gets you guys in the boat, and then it's like you guys go down, you get into the boat, and then Sefu just turns around at that point, comes down, gets into the dinghy with you, and you guys start rowing off and going away. So basically, what ended up happening here was it was an arms race sort of thing,
Right.
The Brotherhood doesn't want to start shit with the Arcanus. You guys are kind of Arcanus, and if they could have got you here by themselves, well, that would have been one thing. But then the Arcanus showing up at the exact same time, well, the Brotherhood doesn't want to start, like an open warfare with the Arcanus. Now the Brotherhood, as an organization, outnumbers them by quite a bit, but it's the Arcanus, I mean, you heard what Doru was saying. He's like, well, he didn't know what kind of stuff the wench over here could throw out, as he said. His
Quality
words,
versus quantity.
not mine. His words, not mine.
Who wrote the words?
Once we're on the boat, I would want to just tell everyone I'm sorry I did the whole blood oath pact thing with the scary pirate.
Don't worry
Oh.
about that.
No.
Let me see your hand. Maybe I can, fix it up.
I want you to know I'm not trying to act irresponsibly. I really thought that was the right play at that moment. Try and intimidate the guy.
It was very scary. I was scared. Were you scared?
He
It was terrifying.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
That's the
maybe.
only response.
with the Arcanus at his back, with us seeming bigger than life and maybe a little bit more threatening than we really are, I couldn't have taken that guy in a fight. I'm pretty sure of that. At least not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll.
All right. So, we're going to take a short break. And then we'll come back and see what happens with you guys going over and getting out to the Arcanus boat. So everybody here, hey, we're going to take a short break. You do as well. Get yourself a refresher beverage, get your snackage on, use the restroom, whatever you got to do during that time. And we will be back momentarily. So don't go anywhere, because we got to see how they're going to get interrogated by Arcanus guys maybe. Oh my God, what might happen next?
Interrogated by the Arcanus.
Oh, great.
What? I know, right? That's
Spoiler
terrible.
alert.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back, guys.
lost all those viewers by going to break.
Did we? Oh well, it happens. Hey, guess what? We're back.
Hey,
It happens. All right. So,
Are
hey,
unmuted,
welcome back,
of course?
everybody. Yes, we are unmuted. Thank you for
Whoa.
asking, though. Yes. And before we get started, I just have to do something real quick. This is for you, Tony.
What for me? What am I doing?
Oh, I thought you were wanting me to do an ad for Guinness.
You see?
I don't even know where you're putting this stuff. What do you?
Look
the mug.
look at me. Look at me in the picture in the game, man. I'm taking.
Oh, you got your
Oh,
cup.
never mind. I had to go through all
I'm
that.
going through my windows. I'm like, what is he typing me? What is he showing?
Oh no, there I've covered it up. Hold on.
I do. No, I like it. I think that's awesome.
Product placement.
Because yes, we don't just have the T-shirts. You can get hoodies. You can get coffee cups. You can get like your laptop protectors.
Yeah.
Vibrators.
Whoa.
I don't
I
know.
was
Oh.
saying- Never mind. Never
We
mind.
have an R-rated warning at the top of the
That's
show.
true. And I haven't.
I was
ordered
playing with
any
my
of those.
kitty in the break.
Excellent. All
That's
right.
not
Hey.
even a metaphor.
So with that having all been said, hey, welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody was able to pop in and then pop out because we went to break. That's always good. But for all of those who stayed to welcome us back, thank you. Yeah. All right. Sorry. That's your guys' job to read the chat, not mine. Okay. So, all right.
In that case, Game Master's Vault wants to know what song was playing during the break.
That song is.
I-
It's from the guy's name is Loco Lobo, and that is actually at the end of our stream tonight. I'm gonna put up the ad for Saltmarsh for the other game that we have going on. That music is done by Adam, who usually he does the if you watch the intro video, that's Adam's music. But the music that I have for the We'll Be Back Soon or We're Gonna Be Starting Soon and over the normal credits at the end. That's all a guy by the name of Loco Lobo. You can go find his stuff. It's public domain music, so you guys can use it too. And I highly recommend that you go and check his stuff out. If you do any kind of streaming or anything like that, you want some really good public domain music that you can use for your own stuff, check him out. He's great. He's awesome. So, okay, let's go ahead and get back into it. So you guys go, you get into the dinghy. It's a large enough dinghy to fit everybody, of course. Then the guy Sefu comes down and he gets into the boat with the other Arcanus conquistadors, and you guys start rowing back towards the boat. Now, this dude Sefu, he goes and he sits in the prow of the boat, and he's turned around. He's not like looking out forward. He's turned around and he's looking at you guys. Now, the Sunder is sitting in the back of the boat, and he's like, "Oh, so it's how did everything? You said everything went well except for your hand, Phoenix. It looks pretty bad."
That's nothing.
Yes, so this is great. So yes, I think we showed up in just the right amount of time so that you didn't get killed by pirates.
Yes, thank you. It was
Yes.
So, you
Man Ray, sorry, I gotta
confused.
say it. Malen Ray, you missed it. There was a Zastadil bird.
I was just about to ask about the birds.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you speak with the birds?
Oh, yes, I can speak with the birds.
Really?
Mhm.
Is it a language that you come to understand, or is
Oh,
it
no,
more of a mental connection?
No. You can teach the Zastadil birds. They know how to speak. You can teach them to talk.
I've heard them say many things.
Yes.
Much of it
they're
was
very good.
nonsense.
Well, that's because they're nonsensical birds, but they remember a lot and they see things, and that's why we take them places. So so
Knew they were smarter than they looked. I told you guys.
yeah. So and almost like on cue, a Zastadil bird comes and lands on the boat, and it's like sitting on the I guess it would still be considered a gunwale, but the
Just
edge
for
of the
you,
boat.
Malen Ray.
You got it. It's,
You will never miss the birds.
Mullen Ray. Okay, all right, I'm done. I'm done messing with Mullen Ray. Okay, so they row you back to the boat. You guys get on board. You guys are given food, water, whatever you want for the sailing back to Lycena. So, and they start out, and it's just a couple of hours away, you know. So they start heading out. Now, unless you guys, or if anybody has anything that they want to say with Sunder, basically we'll just skip ahead to you guys going to the Citadel. Does anybody have anything they want to say or anything along these lines? Because Sunder himself is basically, he's going to leave you to your own devices. He's you know, and Sefu doesn't seem at all concerned about you guys at all. It's like he goes and like gets into a cabin and just closes the door. You know?
I would probably just ask him if he knows whether we completed the task to their liking.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was just sent to retrieve you from his Ogret sent me. He says, go get my novices for me. So he referred to you as novices. I'm thinking that you did.
Good sign.
Is that a good sign? I mean,
Yeah.
That's
We're
what you
not
guys were
initiates.
doing. You were initiates.
Right.
And you by completing the tasks, you would become novices.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Now, Sunder, how long have you been with the Arcanist yourself?
Oh, I've been with the Arcanist now for many, many years. Many years.
So, I don't know if you can remember. I'm sure you have so many accomplishments, but does everyone
thank
go
you.
through
You're so kind.
does everyone go through the same ordeals as us?
Well, that's everyone must go through the trials to get to become a novice and work their way through the Arcanist. So yes, everyone does this. As far as the same trials as you, I cannot say. I don't know what you did.
They were quite fantastical in the
Oh, really?
actual meet.
Well, after you meet with Ogrit and the others, then maybe we can talk. I would be very interested to hear what happened with you.
Oh, sure.
Of course, if you're allowed to. So,
Oh. Okay.
excellent. It's so great. All right. Well, eat, be merry, sleep, do what you must. We will be back in Lycena soon. So the ship, you know, like I said, this island, Kashra, is not very far from Zada and Lycena. 3 hours go by. The boat comes in. It docks. It docks at a personal dock. This is not part of the, like I said, there's the merchant docks where all the traffic comes in and out, and then there's a bunch of private docks for different guilds of the city, and the Arcanist has their own dock, and they have as you guys, when you pull in, you see that there is a small fleet of 3 other boats like this one there. Okay, and you guys get off. There's carriages waiting. You're loaded into some carriages, and the carriages take you through the town, take you to the Citadel of the Arcanist. Okay. When you guys get to the Citadel, you're pulled into the front, and Sunder takes you and shows you inside, and takes you basically to that same area that you guys have been to a number of different times now. It was sort of like the I don't know what to really. It's a got
foyer
the couch,
of the-
foyer, basically. Yeah. It's like the place where you would always come and you would meet Ogrit and what have you. So you're there, and you're only there for like a little, like not even like you show up with Sunder, and like just a couple of heartbeats later, and then here coming out of a hall, bouncing around, is Ogrit. With his big old white mustachio and beard, and his turban on with a feather sticking out to one side. He's not eating. What is? Let's check with chat. What's Ogrit eating?
No.
Yeah. What's Ogrit got? Has he got kebabs? He's got
There's
more
like a
fruit?
10-second delay, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what they have to say. Because Ogrit, he likes to eat. He's eating
Full of grapes with
Doritos.
a
It appears
spoon.
That's
like.
pistachio.
That was me. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's eating pistachios. Perfect. That's what it
What's
is.
up, pistachios?
And baklava. He's got a little plate, and there's a bowl on the plate with some pistachios.
Aren't there pistachios in baklava, or is that cashews? I
I'm
forget.
pretty sure
I think it's
pistachios, 'cause they're like
almonds.
green.
Right? Almonds, I
Oh.
think, are in baklava.
I got no
Depending on
idea.
how you make it.
They're good. They're really good.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like he's alternating. It's like he's going over and he's
Oh God.
getting the pistachios. Then he goes over and he gets a little bite of his backlash. Oh, hello everyone. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you're back. Oh, you look fantastic. Hope everything went well. Well, I know everything went well. That's beside the point. So why don't you come with me, please? All of you. Yes, very much so. Follow me. Guess what? Oh, you'll see. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Are we fresh off the boat in more ways than one?
Yeah.
I love that show.
I haven't seen that show. You would think I would, but I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Anyways, are we like tired and salty and all that stuff?
Well, you guys got to rest on the 3-hour ride back. I mean, you had, I guess, somewhat of a restful night the night before. I mean,
Right.
somebody did blow up in fire in the morning and what have you. But yeah, so
I guess so.
Not like it disturbed my sleep, though.
no, you slept first.
Anyways, if we're feeling fine, then absolutely I will follow
Mhm.
to the surprise. I like surprises.
Okay, so he
Yeah.
takes you back through this foyer part, which is like it's a great big like a hall, with all kinds of couches and all this different stuff, and the different bedrooms that are off to the side. He takes you down a hallway. Okay, Sunder, by the way, too, at that point in time, just peels off and he goes away. So it's just you guys and Ogret leading you. He leads you through this hall. He comes to a door, and it's a bronze door. Big, but still just a single door. And he does a special kind of knock on it. And he's like, first he's like, it's like Morse code. And then he stops. He starts eating his cashews again, takes a little bite of the baklava, and then you hear this chung, 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 and then the door goes and opens up. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, yes, yes. Come along. Takes you into another hallway, which leads, and basically you start going through a maze of different halls and up some stairs, and not too too steep of a flight of stairs because Ogret's kind of a pudgy little dude. And eventually, after you guys are starting to get confused about everywhere you're going, and the halls are all the same. They're all that it's all this marble and heavy dark woods or bronzed doors, and then he leads you through some curtains into a large circular room. And on one side is open windows, and you're like, the view from outside is like you're on, because remember, the Citadel of the Arcanus is a great big tall building, like a cathedral. And you guys are on like basically the 7th or 8th floor, because Lycena stretches out ahead of you, before you guys there. And it's kind of like, well, I don't remember going up a bunch of stairs or anything to get this high up in the Citadel, but you got the city sprawled out before you, some smoke, you got the haze of the city there. It's sunny out. You see the Mavi Ocean, the Mavi Sea out in the distance from that. This room is got all kinds of like tapestries with all kinds of ornate calligraphy style renderings on them, and in the center of this room is a large round table with chairs all around it. Now, the table itself has like a slice out of it, so that somebody can walk into the middle of the table, and the middle of the table is open. Okay, it's an open circle, and inside this open circle is a smaller table, and on top of this table is it's like a silver serving dome, like how they would have food brought out and they would like lift the dome and go, ha ha, that's sitting on the center of the table. And when Ogret comes into the room with you guys, it's no, it's go ahead, go. Take a seat. Sit down. And it's, He's wiping his hands off. He puts his plate down, and he says, feel free to get yourself a beverage. And it's sort of like, if you guys have ever seen, now normally it would be longer tables where like people go to like two countries go to meet, and they have the water and the glasses at the center of the table and stuff. There's little stations of that all around the circular table. Now this table is huge. It could seat like 20 people easy. Okay. And so he tells you to go ahead and take a seat, and he goes and he walks down the little cutaway in towards the center where that smaller table is, and he starts walking around in there, and he goes, yes. So please sit. Does everybody sit down?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Excellent. Well, I have something for all of you. And I said, oh, let me see where it's at. And he like, he disappears below the table, and you hear like some banging and like the lid of something getting thrown open. And like he bangs in. Yes. And he comes back out, and he's got like in his hands clothes. And he goes, well, here, there's one for you. And he sets it on the table, and he slides it over, and he walks around and he slides it to each of you. Now, did you guys sit like right next to each other? Or are you like around the table, or how did you sit?
I think we would all sit next to each other, right?
I would sit next to Brian. If he's sitting by himself, I would go.
Sure.
sit.
I'd sit on an end. I'd make a point to sit on an end.
Well, it's a circular table because there's no real end.
Well, I mean, like of
The
group.
opposite side from I see. So you guys are like all sitting next to each other, but you're on the end of the line.
Right.
Is basically what it is. Okay, cool. All right, so you guys are all sitting there, and he pushes across the table to you guys these white like folded up pieces of clothing. He pushes it to you. Those are all for you.
I'm going to open it up and see what it is.
They're tunics.
Nice.
Stars.
And with any decoration on it?
Yes, they're tunics with 3 stars on them. 3 gold
Trio.
stars.
Yeah, woo.
Now, these could be yours. But first,
What?
before we get into all of this, I want to say congratulations. You have passed all 3 of your tests marvelously. Marvelously.
Thank you.
Yes, well done. Well done. So, but I have to. We have to have a little bit of a conversation first.
Oh,
Yes. First of all, we have to. You'll have to swear an oath, and I'll take you through it. But the oath is to agree to what in the world? Oh,
Yep.
excuse me. Oh, sorry. We're going to have each and every one of you swear an oath to the Arcanus. So we're going to go through, and we're going to talk about how serious it is to join the Arcanus. Okay? Good. Excellent. So, if you decide to accept and to become a novice, you will be not just joining our grand organization, you'll be joining a family. And we need to impress upon you the severity of this pledge. We at the Arcanus do an extremely important job. We monitor, police, and try to keep track of all things mystical and magical. Ooh. Yes, well, no, okay, no one laughed. But anyway, so, and that's, I appreciate that, Brian, I do. But in all seriousness, it is an extremely important and an extremely serious endeavor. Once you accept and take your pledges, the Arcanus will become your #1 families. Now, I'm not saying that you have to forego the families that you have. I know some of you have relatives that are here. Brian, your family runs an incredibly nice establishment, a bakery, and I like that. And Joplin, your one of your many siblings is in town even, and attempting to court Brian, if I'm not mistaken,
That's
from what I've heard.
I don't think that's true. I
Yeah.
think she's just being helpful. She needed a job, and we're always.
Yes,
I think it's obvious that Brian does need some time off here at home so that he can pursue this, of course.
I don't think we're here for the Arcanist. This is what we've been working towards, and we passed, guys. We passed.
Yes.
Nothing could stand in the way of love, Brian.
Well, the Arcanist can.
As you were saying, Ogre, please come on.
Yes. You see, what you will undertake something extremely important. Now, Ari knows about this because, well, she's a sorceress. I don't know if you've noticed, but she has magical abilities. She's tied into those. Sort of
Oh,
things.
I've seen.
So
Absolutely.
She's sort of trained in these things, and she knows somewhat. I don't think necessarily that she knows all of it, but there's this thing called the weave. Now, the weave is, think of a fabric. When you're putting a fabric together, there's many different strands that you bring together to make a fabric. A weave. Everything in the world is held together by the weave. It is the mystical energy, the bonds that make everything. Not as crude material, but it is the magical essence of everything. And that is what and where magic comes from. And Ari is tapped into that more so than others. And each and every one of you are tapped into it too. Now, you see, some people can be trained in this. You can learn how to tap into it and how to use it. And then some people are just natural. They have a connection into it that goes beyond that. And he goes over and he's, allow me to show you something. And he goes over to that little table where there's the silver dome tray. And he lifts it off. And underneath is this silver, it's sort of like, the spinner dial that you would spin and it would land on a color for a Twister or something like that. It's sort of like that. It's got a pedestal and there's an arrow on a little stick there, and he pulls it off, and it's sitting there, and it's pointing at you guys, and it's doing one of these numbers. But it's not spinning around completely. It's just like going back and forth, pointing towards you guys. Now, I want you to humor me a moment and do me a favor. I want all of you to stand up and walk to the other side of the table. Just walk over there.
I'll stand up and walk to the
Okay.
other side of the table.
I will entertain.
Thank you. You too, Joplin. You too.
Yes, I will walk close to Ari.
Okay, so as you guys start walking around the table, you notice this arrow thing that was going back and forth towards you guys. It kind of stops, and then it just tracks you. And then when you guys, right there's good. Just stay there. And then when you stop and you stay in that position, it starts going like this. Now, Ari, stay there. And now, Phoenix, you go over to this corner of the table, and Joplin, you go over here, and then Brian, come around all this way and stand on the side. Basically, he's making you stand at the four corners of this circular table.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys go and do that, and instead of it doing this, it starts spinning and spinning. This, my dear fellows, is a tracker. It is attuned to the weave, and it can sense it when it's close enough. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you?
So we're all magical?
You're all connected to the weave in a way that most are not. That's the whole reason you got the letters.
That's what I was going to ask. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Well,
we keep
Ogre,
track of these things.
Speaking of letters, is it just us four? When we first started it, there were several groups of initiates.
Yes, there were.
Are we the
And
only
no,
ones
you
left?
are not.
Oh, okay. So there are
They
others.
already completed their trials. Did they beat us?
Don't worry about those people. We're going to worry about you. Because there's something special about the four of you. Something very special about the four of you.
You say that to all the initiates, I'm sure.
Oh, no, not at all. Because you see, people like you, you're sort of like a bad penny. People who have this natural affinity towards the weave draw the weave toward it. Other things of its natural similarity are attracted to that. So others who are naturally attracted to the weave, or what have you, will be attracted to you. and it'll be easier for you to find things. We search long and hard and to find people just like yourselves, and those people, some of them are just stronger with this connection than others. Some it's extremely minuscule and really of no importance, but all of you are very well connected, and hopefully that connection will grow. So,
Hopefully.
with that having been said, if you undertake this oath, I want you all to understand and know that you will be, first and foremost, for the rest of your lives, connected to the Arcanus. If you wish to retire at any time, that is fine, but we will always keep track of you. We will always know where you're at. Or you can say no, and you can leave.
Do we have to decide now?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay. I don't want to think of it such a negative way because it sounds like you want us to swear fealty, but what's what's the good side?
He wants to know what he gets out of
Are you
it.
going to teach us
I
magic?
know, and everyone does. Well, this is a place where we can foster that. If you are magical.
Well, I don't know. Yes.
Well, let's put it this way. We don't even necessarily know exactly what your connection to the weave is. We have to study you as well, and watch, and learn, and we'll figure out what it is. It could be a great big connection, or it could be something extremely bad. And unfortunately, you've already been embroiled in something, and well, you're already connected to something.
You'll forgive me if this question's
Not at all.
crass, but are you gonna pay us?
Of course. You'll be paid, you'll be well taken care of, you will live here. Or, if you wish, you can live in another place. But this is your home. You see, I don't know if you've noticed, but things are changing. I'm not sure how well versed you all are in the ways or the histories of the world. You know who the Celestians were, correct?
Yes.
Nice.
Some of them
Fairy
better
tales.
than others.
Yes, and you've had some experiences with them lately, which is another very interesting thing. You see how it's drawn to you, how you're caught up in the cycle. Now, the weave is strong and weak at the same time. It goes through cycles. During the weak times, the weave is easier to punch through from other dimensions, other realms, other planes of existence. The Celestians are from one of these other planes, a neighboring plane. And the weave is at a very weak time right now. And they're trying to come through. And obviously they have. And we sent you where we did to Castra because we knew that you had this connection. And we hoped that if we gave you the proper tools, perhaps you would learn for us something. And I think you did. What did you experience when you were on Castra?
The proper tools.
Yes, the decanter and the drink that you had that allowed you to see the world in a different time.
Yeah, because that's the tool that we needed when we were there.
It was.
Right.
Because if you drank it and you didn't have this type of connection that we think that you do, nothing would have happened. But I think something did happen, didn't it?
It did.
What happened?
Yeah.
Saw what that island used to be. And,
Yes. You were caught in the river of time, were you not? Oh, how exciting. Oh. And what did you see when you were there?
Visions of the past,
Beasts,
the
men,
decadence of
waves.
society,
And anything else?
a lot of nudity. I'm going to keep
Oh.
coming back to that. There was just a ton of that.
Stuck with you, did it?
Yeah, well, and then that it turned into kind of a blood orgy didn't help
Oh.
matters.
Oh, that's well. All right. Okay. Excellent. Well, we'll need you to tell us everything that happened there, but it confirms our suspicions.
Maybe this might be important to you. Me and Joplin didn't exactly make friends with the big bad that we met there.
Oh, you met someone? You met a Celestian, didn't you?
His name was Zafrish.
Yes.
And he wanted to command us, but we were faithful to the Arcanist. We told him where we were from, but he still wanted us to listen to his orders.
The man you met has been dead for thousands of years.
You're gonna have to tell him that.
I don't think that's true.
Well, he's a Celestian. They're kind of hard to kill. You see, what happened was when in ancient times, the Celestians came into our world and enslaved everyone and took over. And then they still had this connection to where they were from. They were gods. They could do what they wanted. We couldn't even do anything to them. But some very resourceful people closed those openings, closed the breaks or the tears in the weave. And when that happened, they became mortal again. And we were able to kill them, overthrow them.
Kill or overthrow?
Both. Mostly killed. But that's ancient history. But you met someone from ancient history. And he saw you. He spoke with you.
Yeah, he didn't
He did more than that.
Yeah. He didn't particularly kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that too.
So what you folks did is you met with a ghost of the past. What did he ask of you? What did you say?
He didn't like my distaste for the concept of slavery, and Joplin didn't exactly get his good side either.
I said hello from Pearden.
Oh, from Puritan.
He didn't seem impressed.
Yes. So what we've learned about, we've had our suspicions about you as well, Joplin. I'm assuming what the birds have told us is true. Has Pearden come to you? Oh, really? Yes. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of any of it.
Now, now. If you're all to become part of the Arcanus, you must learn to be trusting. You must learn to give to us, and we will give to you. We will be one big family.
So far, it seems like we've been doing a lot of the missions, and even though I love this tunic, it's great, but I think, I'd like some answers at this moment.
Very well. And you
a
can get
horrible
more
boy.
answers if you decide that this is what you want to do.
How much does it pay?
How much do you wish to be paid, Phoenix?
Oh, I'm gonna need at least a copper.
Oh, go
Two copper.
2 copper a day. I'm gonna consult.
How about this, my dear fellow? Phoenix, you will get a pension of 5 gold pieces per month.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, not at all. There you
That's
go.
a lot.
It is.
That's house money.
Brian.
That's-
Now,
Yes.
no. What you're going to be doing for us is preventing and helping stop things such as the Celestians from possibly coming back. We've already heard about the one that crawled out of another man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That means there's already a Celestian here walking amongst us. Do you know what the Celestians intend to do if they come back? I'll give
Take
you a
over.
book.
Oh, well, he actually
Yeah, they
wants-
enslaved the mortal
Enslaved.
race. The mortal races. Yeah, they enslaved them all. So, yeah. So, you would be helping to prevent that from happening again, Brad. And Joplin, by
Yes.
working with us, you would help ensure that there would be freedom. Freedom to worship who one wishes. If the Celestians were to come back, or some of these other darker magics that we're seeing to start creeping up again, well, they don't take kindly to big fiery gods. And Ari, what better place to learn power than in the seat of it? So you can all make your decisions, but I need to know now. And once you make your decision, I have some people to introduce to you, and you can ask all the questions you want. Oh, and he goes and he picks up his thing, his cashews.
Can we talk to just one moment? We're a team now, and I think we need to make this decision together.
Oh, that's an important question.
That 5 gold is an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
Brian brings up a good question. Will we remain a team?
Yes, for now, for the foreseeable future. Like we said, it's hard to understand how the weave works or how you are all connected to each other. Like we said, or like I said, people of your like tend to attract to each other. And, well, we need to see why. Unless, of course, you didn't want to work with each other anymore.
No, I don't think I'd like to work with anyone else.
I think we need this group.
Yeah, we do quite well together.
I don't.
Despite our differences, I think that we are who each other needs.
All right. Can we talk for just a quick second?
Amongst yourselves? Of
Yeah,
course.
please.
Of course. I will give you, tell you what. And he goes, oh, one moment. And he ducks back down below the table again. You hear a clang, boom, conk. If anybody looks under the table, there's a shit ton of boxes and like wooden chests and different stuff under the table. And
He's
like,
not magical. He doesn't like disappear.
No, he's just digging through
some
some stuff, and he comes up. Here it is, and he's got a little bell, and he puts it on the table. And says, just ring that when you're done. I'll be back. Oh, my cashews. Yes. Oh, I need more baklava. Very well. And he just like, you know how those little legs of his, and he just goes out of the room, and he goes through the curtains and leaves you guys by yourselves.
All right, let me start then and just look. I burst into flames the other day. You might have noticed.
Oh, I noticed.
It was a dream that I was having, and it was an abstract representation of Pearden that had come to me. The reason I tell you this now is because he was asking for an oath too. He gave me a choice, which wasn't a choice, and that was serve him or die. So I said yes, and burst into flames.
I think you made the right choice.
Well, I think I did too at the time, but now now they're asking me for another oath, and I have a feeling they are going to come into conflict with each other based on what he just told us.
Based on what he just told us, the Celestians are dead.
I don't think that's
I
true.
like the way you're thinking.
I don't think that's true at all.
I know I can turn to you for that. That's good.
I don't know. I've had my own run-ins. I mean, you guys saw me in that room with.
Is that what they're calling it nowadays? A run-in?
I don't know.
Sorry, I had to do
Ari
that.
wasn't, Netflix.
Ari understood what I'm saying.
You're asking for our loyalty, but I am very patient. You have to have patience at times. Well, all I'm saying is they want us to swear fealty, and we don't know anything about the Arcanus. I know nothing more than what I knew when I first stepped through those gates. And it seems like a bad deal to say yes, undying loyalty for something that we don't even know.
They run this town. People are afraid of the authority they have. What more do you need?
So join out of fear. Is that what we're doing?
Join for the power it gives you.
I've got people I need to take care of in this life, and the best way to do that is with
So
the
join,
skull.
join for money, join for power. Joplin,
It's join for answers.
so far they haven't given us any. You think they will once we're part of the family?
I think that people on the outside don't get any.
Hmm.
He did say we could retire.
Well, I think we got to live that long first.
Well, I've read in a couple of books where there are some bandit crews where retirement is in a nice dirt hovel
I
topped by
don't think
stone.
I'm getting you a book. That's right.
I don't know what book you're talking about, but absolutely,
I
I
will
would
find
recommend it.
there's an illusion, which the current cast, I'm sure, has down to a T, that we have a choice. I don't think that there is a choice here.
Might be right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if we say no, what do you think will happen?
Nothing good. I don't think your parents would ever see you again.
They're quite powerful. Did you see how Ogret's plate of pistachios turned to cashews? I didn't even notice. Strange. But
Did you
I don't-
notice the way he tracked you walking around the room? That continues whether
Right.
we walk out of here as members of the Arcanus or not.
oh, this arrow thing here?
They have the birds, the Zastato birds. No matter what, there's going to be one on you.
It's good to know you weren't crazy about that, Phoenix.
Power, money.
You know,
I've always
Yeah.
just sort of had a hunch about those birds
Like
from the
he
moment
said.
we showed up here.
you can speak with them. You can foster a communication with them. You should keep working on that.
I think I will. But I hate to say that my decision was made when I heard money, but I have
That's a lot of
promises,
money.
and that those promises require money.
I can't blame you for that. Absolutely.
5 gold is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Helen,
How can you
Lot of
say
money.
no?
I haven't had a copper in my pocket for more than a minute in the last month.
You don't want to know how many coppers that is.
I
I think
literally don't know how many coppers that are.
that's a lot of math. Some math right there. You know, when the stories I read, I want to do good. I think we all want to do good. And those Celestials, I don't know what you feel, but they're bad people. And I'm going to look at Ari kind of pointedly. They're bad people. And if being with the Arcanus is a way to, prepare against them, then I think that's my reason then. Yeah. I think that's my reason.
You join then to fight the fight.
To fight the fight. Be heroes. That's why we're all doing this for that reason. Well, I like to think. We're the good guys, right?
I don't know that I'm a hero, but I don't particularly want to be a slave
That's
again.
just like what a hero would say, I think. So
No, unfortunately, Brian, that's just what someone would say who's been
you know what?
oppressed and been a slave his entire
You're so
life.
humble. I too will be humble from here on out as well. You're right. Let us all be humble. All right. I've decided. Yes, I will join. What about the rest of you? Yes, as well?
It's a no-brainer. I'm not ready to say no.
All right.
I mean, I don't know how well I'm going to fit in here, but sure.
I think they could use some of your color around here.
Maybe. So far, their colors seem to mostly be bronze and things.
They need your music.
The
They
thing
need your
is,
voice.
it's not up to you to, offer anything. They're offering to us, so it's
Oh,
you just have to accept.
let us bring us to this Arcanus.
That's
Wouldn't you rather have it be that way than conform to their standards? Let us bring our change to them.
yeah. I
It'd be
mean, as long
nice.
as I get the gold, I'm happy.
And the gold. Then the gold.
All right. Well, are we
Well-
ready to sell our souls?
For the second time.
Um, hmm. Well, I think, yeah. So, Ari, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, yeah.
I think
Ring
the bell.
I
you're
think
like the leader of this bunch.
I'll ring this fucking bell. So I ring it, I suppose. Pretty excitedly.
The cat doesn't have something on the collar to jingle.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Ring the bell.
Throw it around.
Sleep.
Okay. So yeah, we can.
I hear it.
So
It's a soft-
Ari picks up and rings the bell. Then
Yeah, she's
Shake the cat. Don't shake your cat.
okay. So you ring the bell, and a couple of moments later, the curtains part, and Ogret comes in with his stubby little legs. He goes, oh, good. So, have you made your decisions?
yes, we have.
I do have one final question.
Yes, of course.
When do we get paid?
Oh, soon. Don't worry. Yes. Before you leave, we'll give you a little something for your pocket.
Could I make an arrangement? I'll talk to you about
Yes.
it later, but I'd like to have some of that distributed.
Of course. But first, not to cut to the cut of the business at hand. Let's just go around. Phoenix, what is your decision?
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Ari,
I'm in it.
excellent. And Joplin,
I'm
I'm
in.
sure Pearden will work with us on this. Of course, yes. And of course, Brian. What do you say?
As long as we do what's right,
Of course, son. That's what the Arcanus is for.
then absolutely yes.
Excellent. Well, hold on one moment. And he like goes under the table again. Boom. And he pulls out. Oh yes, and he like puts a bottle up on top, and he puts up like these little. They're like shot glasses, silver shot glasses. The bottle itself is a glass bottle, but it's entwined with silver mesh. You know, have you ever seen like the wine bottles that have like the twine around them so they don't break when they move about and stuff? You know, it's sort of
I
like
have
that, but
played
it's
Elder Scrolls. Yes.
yeah. Okay, there you go. So yeah, so it's something like that, and so like he puts those out there, and he goes, "Oh, please, gather around." Oh, well, no, here, I'll bring it to you. And he gets it over, and he goes around the table because he was in the center again. And he puts the four glasses there, and he pulls out the stopper, and he pours a little of this liquid into 5 glasses. Okay, 5 of these little shot glasses. He goes, "Now, each one of you pick one up," and he picks one up. Now, we shall take the pledge. I state your name.
I
Brian.
state your name.
I knew that was going to happen. Now, Joplin, be serious.
I, Joplin Silas Mayfair,
Do swear
do swear
Where?
on my life and my soul
On
On my life
life and my soul
Oh, I
and perhaps
told you.
my soul.
to uphold the principles and the ideals of the Arcanus,
To uphold the principles.
the principles and the ideals of the Arcanus,
and accept them as my new family
and
accept them as my new family.
until death do us part.
And
Until death do
death
us
do us part.
And you too, Phoenix.
Yeah, I said it. I just said it quiet.
Very well. Drink up. And he puts it on the table. And
Slam that bitch.
it's like apricot schnapps.
Jager bombs.
Yeah. Oh, good. You're all now part of the Arcanus. You're all novices. Quick, put on your tunics. Oh,
Oh yes, let's try on the
and
new
now
suit.
I have someone for you all to meet. And he claps his hands, and some curtains over, not the curtains that he was coming in and not the curtains that you guys had come through, but curtains on another part of the wall draw aside, and there's 3 figures standing there. They come walking into the room, and he goes, "Allow me to introduce to you some of the Grand Masters. This," and he goes walking over towards them. Now, these guys are all pretty tall. One is much taller than the other. But he goes to the first one and goes, "This is Grand Master Narmarin."
Grandmaster, let me check my notes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, hey, this is fantasy. You know, I can't. It's like I have a hard enough time keeping names like Bob and Chris straight. So, this is Grandmaster Narmarin, and he is a dark elf.
Really?
Yes, he is.
How dark are we talking?
Okay, now the dark elves are black as night, like pitch, like very, very dark. Okay.
So darker than Sefu?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Sefu is just a black man. This is somebody who looks like the absence of color and light. He is very dark. Like his eyes almost glow, and his eyes are a yellow. Just like think of like a black cat, and pretty much that's kind of like an all black cat with yellow eyes, and he's got the pointy ears. His hair is jet black as well, and it's smooth back, not extremely long or anything. And then he goes, and when he says his name, he gives a nod of his head, and then he goes to the one that's in between him and the other guy. This is Bashral, and he is a human. Okay,
Aren't we all?
He's got that whole like late night Saturday monster host kind of look going on about him. He's got like a pencil thin beard and goatee. He's got very slicked back gelled black hair. He's thin. He's wearing now none of these guys are wearing Arcanus robes. They're wearing like regular clothes. The dark elf guy, he is wearing black robes. So he's like black on black on black. Okay? The guy in the middle is kind of wearing sort of like a Nehru jacket. He's got highly polished like riding boots, and the Nehru jacket is like a burgundy color, and he's got on these black like riding pants. He's sort of like a cross between a Nazi and a stage magician and a late night horror movie host. It's like a combination of those things there. And then the last one, he goes, "And this is Al Kala, and he is well, first, all of you go ahead and give me a common knowledge roll." He is tall. He is about 6'6", and wow. Okay, so Brian is the only one. Nope, Joplin knows too.
I am 7.
Okay, he is tall, extremely thin, has no hair, no eyebrows. His eyes are jet black. His skin, I don't know if I said, his skin is ash gray. He is a Shar.
Sure.
And the Shar are the second oldest native race of Ura. They are shape changers. And they are said, there's all kinds of myths behind them and their creation and all this different stuff. They are said to exist and have existed for a long time, and they live, of course, amongst everybody else. Sort of like how the Dark Elves do it. The Dark Elves are master of disguises, and they too can also shape change and blend into society, and that's how they stay alive and amongst people and stuff. The Salas being the oldest of all the races, but there's supposedly no Salas left alive, supposedly. These are the Grandmasters. Now, you can ask them whatever questions you wish. And they come over and they actually sit down at the table. And Ogric goes over and he gets his plate that has cashews and pistachios and more baklava on it. He goes over and he sits down. He's got a goblet and he's just eating and drinking when these guys come and they sit down. And it's like, Bashral, the human, he goes, "Greetings. It is so good to see you.
Hello.
I've been waiting and hoping that you would accept and come and be a part of our grand family here at the Arcanus.
Thank you.
You have questions for us?"
Yes. What can you tell us about all this Celestines coming back? It seems to be a running theme
Yes.
here.
Well, since we're on that topic, your first mission, so to speak, I do hate that word. Our first problem that needs solving is this fellow by the name of Azael.
We've
need
met.
You to, we need you to find him so that we can kill him.
Huh.
Yes.
Right.
How are we going to do that?
Well, we were hoping that you would just naturally be able to find him. You have a connection to him already, we assume. At least we hope.
He said he'd find me
Even
when
better.
he needs me.
Well, you know, the Celestians have, they radiate their own magical auras. There should be residue on all of you. With the proper
Oh.
amount of magics, we might be able to devise something much like this. And he points towards that arrow that's kind of like doing a funky dance in the center. Something along these lines. We just need you to find him. We'll kill him.
I don't think killing is. Do we have to kill anyone?
Yes, we do.
Why?
Why?
He's a Celestian.
So, is he a bad guy?
You do know the history, don't you? And you do. You know the history of the Celestians.
The whole enslaving.
And you guys saw a Celestian city in the past. You saw what they were doing. Now, you can interpret that how you will.
Has Azael done anything wrong?
Not yet.
So what makes you think that he will?
He's a Celestian.
Oh,
This is our world. We police it.
okay.
I mean,
You won't
Maybe
have to
we
do
could
the
have had this
killing.
conversation before we swore loyalty to you.
What did you
guys.
think you were going to be doing?
I don't know. I didn't think I was going to be looking for a god.
Masters,
Well, he's not a god yet.
if I can ask,
Yes.
we will, of course, take the assignment that's given to us, but from the point of view of the Arcanus, what is the most dangerous thing to this world right now?
The Celestians.
Then why would you send us?
Like I said, you have a connection to him. You,
Yes, but we're-
the four of you, have a connection to the weave that us, as Grandmasters, do not have. Look at the arrow. And he points towards the arrow that's in the center of the thing there. It's not swinging around to them. They're on the opposite side of the tables from you guys. It's not swinging back and forth towards between you guys and them. It's just switching around between you guys.
Sir, I don't mean this with humility. I mean this seriously. We're just this side of incompetence.
We
Oh, we
seem a
know.
little underprepared at the moment.
Whoa, we will help get you prepared. Trust us. We're not going to kick you out of the door tonight and say, good luck.
Well, that's what you did the first 3 times.
Well, that was to see whether or not you... Well, we had to see what you were.
And I
There were
understand.
many others. You've asked many questions about the others that were undertaking the tests. Many of them have died, or just given up, or did not pass the tests.
Has there
And one
been
of your
any other-
own perished.
Yes, he did.
I
did.
wouldn't call him our own.
He was part of our
with you.
team, Ari. But yes, we have lost one.
Yes.
Are there any others who have successfully become novices?
Yes, and you will meet them in time. Everyone who is in this building has passed the test to become part of the Arcanus. Your tests were just different.
So this group He's different. He was engineered in some way.
Of course. You all have a direct connection to the weave. I don't think you all realize just how rare that is. And to find so many of you concentrated in one area, again, these things attract. And I have to say that you're probably going to find Azael whether you want to or not.
He's going to find Brian.
It is our job to make sure that when that happens, you have the ability to let us know so that we can come and take care of the situation.
I yearn for confidence, Master, so if you can please oblige me and tell me what's next? What exactly are you going to do to help us prepare? I'm excited. I really am.
Well, we're going to have you look about the city. Sounds simple, doesn't it? And
No.
It is, in reality. We need to see if Azael's here in the city. And we have people looking for him already. And, well, he's a Celestian. He has his own magic, and it's very hard to find the man. But you, like we said, these things attract.
So we're bait.
That's one way of putting it, Joplin, yes.
You mentioned we could ask any questions, right?
Yes.
Do any of you have any connection to the Temple of the Moon?
The guy Akala, the Shar, like kind of looks at you quizzically and goes, "What is this? Who told you of the Temple
What
of
is
the
this
Moon?"
Temple of the Moon? Phoenix, I think this is the first time you've said anything.
So we're all going to turn slowly at Phoenix. Like, what?
The good thing about this, anybody who's watching, is okay. Was it last episode that we did it?
Yeah.
Okay. During last episode, each and every one of these people had an encounter or a dream or something like that none of them are familiar with. Each one had it separately, and the others had to take off their headphones and what have you, so they have no idea about certain things. So,
Well, I told my people what happened to me.
I don't believe it.
well, yours, yeah, you did. You came out and you told them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
It's just something I need some directions.
Who told you of this?
I really can't say.
You are part of the Arcanus now. You definitely can say.
No, I mean, I really can't say. I mean, it was a vision.
Well, what did they tell you?
Well, there are some.
They told me
This guy Akala, he stands up, and he starts walking slowly around the table towards you.
We know we drank the elixir under a full moon.
This has nothing to do with an elixir.
Oh, no.
The Temple of the Moon? The moon?
As if he gets close to our side of the table, I'm going to stand up. Not
Yeah.
to,
Yeah,
not
you
like
could stand up.
confrontationally, just to stand,
Okay.
and acknowledge that he's approaching.
And he's walking towards Phoenix, is what he's
Oh,
doing.
I know that.
Phoenix has secrets. I love secrets.
Phoenix, what do you know of this Temple of the Moon?
really don't know anything. That's why.
Shall I
asked.
tell you what it is?
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Betrayers, cutthroats, and murderers. Nothing you should be associating with. Look at me. And he like comes and he stands right next to you and he leans down, gets like face to face if you'll look him in the eyes. Are you going to look him in the eyes?
I want to stand right
Yeah.
next to Phoenix,
He's like-
if I can.
Look me in the eyes.
I'll look like just below his eyes.
and
like
Look at
your
his
teacher when
nose.
they're chastising you, like so you can see their eyes, but you don't
he
look at
starts
their eyes.
looking in your eyes and he starts turning from one side. Sort of like if anybody's gone to the doctor and got an eye exam, you know how the doctor's all like, look over here on my shoulder. Look on this side of my shoulder. So he's doing that. He's going back and forth and he's looking in your eyes and he goes, well, I'll be. And he stands back up and he looks over at the other Grand Master and says, we appear to have a descendant amongst us. Interesting. whoever this Shah was that you spoke of, they are definitely not someone you need to associate with.
Thanks
The
for
Temple of the Moon is a group of Shah who wish to, much like my associate Narmarin's Dark Elves, wish to rule the world. You
Gotcha.
are a sleeper agent. How interesting. It is very good that we were able to collect this one into our fold so we can keep a look on him. Do not worry.
That
You
sounds
obviously have not
nefarious.
turned yet.
When you say turned, what do you mean by?
You turned into a killing machine for the moon. To do their
But-
bidding. We can train you on how to keep that at bay if you wish. Because you will want to keep it at bay. Because once you turn, well, we would have to kill you. And
So-
he walks really slowly back around the table and he sits down.
I'm gonna go look at Phoenix and see how he's feeling right now. Just to see the look on his face. Like, are you okay? You good?
I want to poke him with something.
You want to poke whom?
You want to poke Phoenix with something? You like just get a fork off the table.
Just give him a little, like,
I-
change. Do something.
Hello.
Change into something.
Just not sure how to feel at the moment. Not the response I was expecting to get.
I'm going. Is Ogre still there?
Yeah,
No.
he's there. He's eating.
Oh.
He seems happy. His like, if you could look under the table, you could see that his little legs are kicking back and forth because they don't get on. They're not on the ground.
And he's just munching on that baklava and fucking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna look at the Grandmasters and Ogre maybe and say, so even though we're family, you would still kill Phoenix. I guess
If he
these blood
turned.
ties don't ride too deep.
No, Brian, I'm afraid you don't understand. If he was to turn, he would not be in control of his faculties anymore. He would do the bidding of the moon when they asked. And if that bidding were to kill Brian or his family or Joplin's sisters or, well, just Ari,
What?
he would do so without question or hesitation. But he has not turned yet. This is good.
Is
You
this-
can help him.
Hereditary, or was he trained at an age he doesn't remember?
Long ago, the Shah, realizing that they were not able to compete or put forth as many soldiers as their opponents, devised a blood curse. The blood curse was put out into many different mortals to lay dormant until those of the moon, the Temple of the Moon, this rebellious faction that wishes to control the world, wish to call on them. And it doesn't end with just that person. It passes on down the line from one to the next to the next. If you have 2 children, and then your 2 children have 5 children, and those 5 children have 20 children, they all have the taint. They all have the blood curse. They can all become descendant agents to kill if those of the moon wish to call on them.
So-
By doing so, they wish to populate the world with their own soldiers for when they, the Temple of the Moon, decide to rise up and take over the world. And
Pretty
our
much.
fair
Not only
man
was I-
Joplin is one of them.
Joplin.
No, Phoenix.
I'm
he's
sorry,
been
Phoenix.
talking to
Yes,
me.
sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, hang on. What?
My bad. That's DM slip up.
Ori, are you also
Gee.
a
Yeah,
descendant?
it's like, wait, well, there's too much going on. I can't handle it.
You're descendants around here.
I
You're a descendant.
I hate to be me causing a stir, but I just need to ask. You're telling me I wasn't just born into slavery?
Oh, you were. Your life has always been your own, as probably your parents and your grandparents and those before you.
All destined
You
to
can live your
eventually become
entire-
slaves no matter how I break free of the chains that they
No,
put
no,
me in.
no. Only when they call. You can live your whole life and never hear the calling.
I think I might have heard the call.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Do not worry, Phoenix. I will teach you how to resist the urge.
You said he'd become a killing machine.
Yes. He's very adept at it already, is he not?
He is, but is there a way to harness this energy without him
No.
turning?
No. To tap into the energy is to allow it to flow within him, and once that happens, the Phoenix you know will no longer be here. He will be gone.
Well, shit, son. You got problems.
Yeah. I
What
love.
else is new?
Yeah, I love the way you just put it in such simple terms for him there, Joplin. It's great. It's
I don't know
awesome.
what else to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody
What?
else here servant to some sort of evil god? Anybody?
What does the Temple
Probably.
of the Moon? No. What does the Temple of the Moon wish to achieve with their sinewy plans for reproduction?
Oh, it's quite simple, my dear. When they feel that they have enough, they will activate all of their descendants, and they will just simply become the masters of Ura. They
Why
could-
is that a problem?
Well, they would kill you
Why?
because you're not a Shah, and you're not a descendant. You have to understand, just look back to your own human history. Look at what Rasar used to do. Those who are not human were to be either driven out or killed. Now, Rasar was it's like Rome, okay? But that was a couple thousand years ago. It was a huge human empire that actively, think of Nazis, actually, instead of Romans. They actively were exterminating non-humans. Yeah, so it's just like another, instigation for what the Shar were doing. The Shar have, been in the hiding and in the shadows for a while because they pretty much lost the war with the Salas way back in the day. And they were driven underground at that time. So...
Not to be disrespectful, Grandmasters, but so far, you want us to kill the Shar, kill the Temple of the Moon, kill the Celestials, and after that, kill Phoenix if he's goes bad. That's a lot of killing that I don't want to be part of.
The Beshral starts, the guy that looks like the human, he starts laughing. He's like, no, Brian, we don't wish any of that. We're just going to kill Ezreal. Phoenix will be taught how to be able to restrain what is within him, if it even will try to manifest itself. That's all.
That's just it. You don't know if it's going
We're not here to kill the Shar. We're just here to keep the Shar from killing everyone else. We're not here to just kill the Celestians. We're here to keep the Celestians from killing and enslaving everyone else. If
By
you can
killing
see,
them first.
some people have to be killed in preemptive attempts. If Azael is allowed to continue, he's going to help weaken the Weave. And when he does that, he will bring more of his people in. If he weakens the Weave sufficiently enough, he will grow in such power that we would not be able to take care of him. Because how does one kill a god?
They shouldn't.
Well, they're not gods, but they can become godlike. That's all. Trust, while it might seem like we're a devious lot, Brian, we are not. We are just old men who are trying to make sure that the world doesn't collapse in on itself and destroy itself. That's all. Nothing more. Sometimes we have to make tough decisions to do that.
Well, I have
Masters,
made my oath, and my loyalty is to you, Grandmasters. And as I bow, I'll say, as long as we do what's right. And I'm going to look at Ogret and then sit down, and then look at Joplin, who was about to say something.
And Ogret looks back at you.
It's like, this is exciting.
Yeah, he's all like, ooh.
Masters, are there resources that are now available to us that were not before?
Oh, yes, very much so. You have the entire Arcanus to support you now.
Okay.
To support us novices, the entire Arcanus.
Well, you are special novices. You're not just regular. Like we said, you have a connection to the weave, a special connection that is extremely rare. And we anticipate if 4 or 5 of you are, well, actually, and he takes a look at the Dark Elf and he goes, how many were there? And the Dark Elf goes, we anticipate more coming and more showing themselves. Like we said, these things tend to congregate. It might seem like doom and gloom, my children, but you've all made the right decision. Now, we hate to be rude, but we are extremely busy men. Is there anything else that we can answer for you before we leave?
No, I'm good.
Does that resource entail also an armory? I think being more
Of course.
prepared for the
You will have the finest
Trials
weapons
ahead.
and armor provided for you, Brian. You will be just like those heroes you've read about in those books.
Oh, books. Yes.
Yes.
Library too.
Oh, we have
They have
an
a library.
extensive library.
I need a library for Brian.
We'll make
No,
sure to get
definitely.
you a card.
a library card.
Yes.
That'll definitely put more confidence in our hearts if we can have that, those resources. Thank you.
Do you have anyone who could read me the books?
We'll teach you how to read if you wish, Phoenix.
It sounds like it take way too much time. I'm okay with just Brian. You can tell me about the stories. You read
Very
them.
well.
I think Joplin was recommending us something earlier.
Yeah, you especially, but yes. Stories of anti-heroes.
Yeah. So the three of them, the three grandmasters, get up and they go, "It is our pleasure, and we give you our thanks for joining." That's the
Stand up and bow.
That's the human guy speaking again. The human guy basically did all the talking, except when
When the shark was talking.
yeah,
Alcala.
Akala,
Right.
yeah, went over and he dropped the info bomb on Phoenix about his heritage.
The rest of us.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, not just Phoenix here.
yeah. And so then they get up and they turn around and they go back and the curtains part and they go through the curtains again, and then you just got you and Ogret. Ooh, that was exciting, wasn't it?
It was.
It's not often you.
Baklava have you had?
Well, only 3 or 4.
Fair enough.
5.
It's very sticky.
Yes. Well, it's not often you get to to meet the grandmasters. Extremely old men. You know that, don't you?
No.
I think the combined age of all of them is pushing around 3,000 years. it's spine tingling just to think of it.
It's a lot of experience.
Yes. So I shall show you all to your rooms, and well, welcome. And he hops down off the chair and he starts walking around. The first person he comes to is Brian, and he gives you a hug.
Oh,
No, you got to bend down to hug Ogre.
Oh.
Ogre's a little short dude.
absolutely.
Then he goes over to Phoenix. He's going to give you a hug.
I'm gonna put my hand out for a handshake, and if he tries to come in for the hug, I'll just put a hand on his shoulder and hold him at arm's length.
Well, if he sees that you're uncomfortable with physical contact, he just shakes your head. Then he goes over to Joplin. He'll.
Oh yeah, just give my little buddy a hug.
Oh, okay, cool. And then last but not least, he goes over to Ari and he holds out his hand for a handshake.
I don't even know if I would touch his hand. It would be so covered in caramel.
Sticky.
No, he's
At this point. Oh!
He cleans it off every time. It's like,
No.
yeah, he licked them off, and then he got the napkin. Yeah.
I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch him.
Well, anyway, so he says, follow me, and I'll show you to your rooms. So
Right.
basically, he takes you out. You go like through a maze of the hallways again, and you guys are all on one wing. So it's like it's a long hallway, and there's these doors. He lets you in, and each one of you has essentially it's not a room; it's an apartment.
Oh,
Yes. So like you have like a sleeping room, a sitting room, and like a whatever room. So you've got the basins, washing. They're each of your rooms have tubs in them. Actually, I take that back. There is a bathroom because the Citadel Arcanus does have running water and what have you.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So. Yep.
Very Renaissance.
Yes. Yes, they are. This here is the cutting edge of the current technology level. So, and there you go. And then Ogric goes. And so, is there anything else that you guys wish to do before?
Once they've showed me to my room, I would leave and go back to the Empress.
Okay. Okay. So you're gonna leave and go back to the Empress. What's Brian gonna do?
I'm going to.
Who are you gonna go see? Huh?
I'm going to leave.
Jade?
I'm going to stand up. I assume we're all in the common room area. I'm going to look at the door to leave. And I'm going to go to my room because I got a lot of thinking to do.
Okay, you're gonna go to your room. You're not gonna go see your fiance?
Nope. 'Cause I don't have one.
Oh, that's right. You haven't got the ring for her yet. That's right. My bad.
I don't know what you're talking about,
That's
but
the next quest.
Yeah.
that's on the list of how to deal with that debacle. I got a list of things to think about.
Oh,
I don't want to.
don't tell Jada that you'll crush her. That,
Don't know who that is.
Getting engaged to her is so far down on
that
the
is. Don't know
on
who
the
that is.
importance level.
So far down.
It's like, baby, you're on the list. You're just not at the top yet.
Gotta work my way down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I do, and I'll probably sleep there tonight.
Okay, what's Joplin gonna do?
I am definitely going to the library,
Yeah.
and I can find books of anti-heroes.
Okay.
Specifically, like Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, like
All right,
Okay.
yeah. I'll allow you to find.
Hoods and those
some-
kinds of stories.
Okay, something of the equivalent. I'll let you do that.
Equivalent.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Just a different influence for Brian.
What's Ari gonna do?
I'm going to the library, but I'm going straight to the restricted section.
Ooh, snaps.
Okay, cool.
There's a restricted section.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 9 silver to enter restricted.
That's a different
Fun.
library.
Well,
Oh,
it's a different library.
This is the Arcanus. The Arcanus library will kick the dick of that library into the dirt.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
And you don't have
library
to.
dicks.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for this library.
Hell yeah. Good
Yes.
thing I didn't pay the 9 silver earlier.
Yes, yes. While that is a very good library, it pales in comparison to the Arcanus has been around for quite some time. Its origins starts in a country called Patar.
So, okay. Okay.
Okay, so with that, we're going to draw this episode to a close.
Yay!
I want to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in. I know we didn't have any scrapping or anything going on, but we definitely progressed the story today. Took it to
Yes,
different
we did.
places that it hadn't been. And I will say, Joplin, before you leave, there was a Zastadil bird in your room. I'm not Joplin, in Phoenix's room.
Why do you
Phoenix's
keep
room. I don't know. It's today's day. I'm just doing it that way. So, like on your windowsill, when you went in and looked at your room, there was a Zastadil bird just kind of chilling there.
I would have gone up to him and just started giving him like a little like pat under the beak before I took off.
Okay, I'm a girl.
I'm sure the Zastadil bird said, I'm a girl.
Of course it did. Alrighty. So, all right. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Tell all your friends. If you're not a follower, please follow us up. If you are not already part of the Wicked Studios Discord channel. If you just go down, there's a link that'll take you right to that, so you can join up to that as well. So, but before I get into anything else, bless you. Let's go ahead and just have our lovely cast here go ahead and sign out. Go ahead, Tony. We're going to start with you.
Yeah, hey, I'm Uncle Tony or Stupid Tony on Twitter, and find my YouTube channel. If you're still out there, come to my YouTube channel and watch my a Catholic and a Jew react to Good Omens.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good, actually. And speaking of, on the YouTube channel, if you go to the Wicked Studios LLC YouTube channel, you can find now all the past episodes of Tales of Savage Land, except for number 9 and this episode, I guess
We're at 11.
number 10, 11. Yeah, I have almost all of them up there, but there's quite a few of them are up there. The rest of them should be up by the next Wednesday. We should have them all full up, and then soon after that, we will have the podcasts will start coming out, and then you could listen to the old.
Now you posted them on your own YouTube channel, because I guess I went looking
I gotta
for them
change.
over at Atomic Kingdom.
I gotta change the name. I think it's actually is it under William Dvorak? Is
I
that what
didn't.
it's under?
I went looking over at Atomic Peanut Butter and I didn't.
It
see
is not on Atomic Peanut Butter.
That's why.
And the reason it's not on Atomic Peanut Butter, where all the Bandit Kingdoms and where you're gonna find the Salt Marsh episodes, is because Adam's just super busy. So I've taken on the responsibility of making sure that I get all the videos for Tales of the Savage Land up. So that's why it's in 2 separate locations, and I do apologize, but there is a link, like I said, below here. If you click on that link for the Tales of the Savage Lands videos, it will take you to the ones that are there currently. So, all right, Brian, Jonathan, go ahead, man.
Hello, my name is Jonathan, and I play Brian. And I'm just trying to do what's good in the world, trying to...
Except for my sister, you won't do what's right there, will you?
Ooh.
I know, right?
I don't know what that means. I don't know how to take that. So I'm just going to ignore it. But the thing is, I don't want to... Brian's not like a complete greenhorn, he has like a brain, of course, so he's not going to do like
Totally.
purely the honest to goodness thing all the time, but he's just trying to be a hero,
And he's succeeding. I dig on Brian. You've actually inspired me to play a paladin in another campaign that I play off of the off stream. It's like
I said last time that I never played a paladin before. I had to correct that. I did play play a paladin in a one shot once, and it did not go to plan. Actually, no, I think it didn't go to plan. Anyways, fun stuff. Either way.
Good things. All right, Phoenix, Dylan, go ahead, man.
All right, I'm Dylan. I've been playing Phoenix. If you want to follow me anywhere, go over to YouTube. That's where I'm most active. I'll put a link. Boom, there it is. Or if you just want to chat, join the Discord server for Wicked Studios LLC. The link's below, and I'll add it in the chat in a minute.
All right, Ari, Grace.
It's me.
It's you.
I'm Grace. I played Ari tonight. For the most part, I'm here on Wednesday nights. There you go.
Wow, that was great. You're awesome. Don't let anybody tell
I
you.
try really hard.
We gotta start doing something, like, I don't know, like make a channel just so we have something to say,
Well, just say, hey, chat me up on the Wicked Studios Discord thing. There you go. You guys can everybody. You can talk to everybody on the cast there, and not just cast for this, but all of our shows there.
Yeah,
So,
true.
Yeah, there you go. So,
Somebody had alreed expressed that information, so I felt like it was redundant.
you can
if I
be redundant
expressed-
all you want, Grace. With that having been said, I am Will DM, the game master for this beautiful Savage Worlds game that we are presenting for you every Wednesday night here on Wicked Studios LLC Twitch channel. We are at 9 p.m. Eastern time is our start time. We just started off the first episode of Ghosts of Saltmarsh was yesterday. We did have technical difficulties, but we muscled on through and still had a great show. Even with one of the players not being able to show up for the first episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing, I'm
That
not
is
gonna say
crazy.
anything.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is. I need to talk to you a little bit in a little while anyway, Tony, about things.
Tony, yeah.
But not about he looks all worried like the teacher's asking him
What
after
did I
class. But yeah, so you can watch every Tuesday. That we have that show going on. We do have other things in the mix and behind the scenes, always working. So we're hoping to bring you another show sometime here in the near future. We'll see whenever that gets underway. But also, please, like I said, we have the Discord channel. If you want to support us in any way, you can, aside throwing bits at these guys to get them persistent bennies. Down below, like I said, there's the T-shirts and different things that you can take a look at and purchase. So I think that is about it. At the end of the show here, instead of the regular credits, we will be having the promo video for Ghost of Saltmarsh. So yeah, so you guys can go ahead and take a look at that, and if you enjoy that, tune in on, like I said, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time for that show as well. So with that having been said, thank you very much everyone for showing up and tuning in. We do appreciate it. Tell all your friends and anybody else if you think they'd like this kind of crazy mindlessness, and have them tune in as well. So that being said, peace out and have a good night.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
Thank you.